Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth. For some reason, that felt like it took a lot longer to suddenly appear, but here we are.
The gap between the, oh, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
And then just.
Happening.
It's like a delay.
Just as you went, our names came up on the stream. Oh,
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm going to switch off the thing.
Okay.
Margaret's left the
dishwasher on.
Yeah.
By which she's just stood in the corner going, because she's the dishwasher, as you will appreciate, because that's how slaves work. They do the work. In case of machines, you understand. You know about slavery. It's a long-standing thing.
Margaret gets paid.
Does she?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's not slavery then.
No, there's no...
I thought she was like, what's that phrase? Indentured?
Indentured, yeah.
She's just
Sometimes,
generationally handed down.
I think she is happy to do it. She's like one of these kind of mumsy types who are just kind of like, oh, look, if you do it, you'll get into all manner of... Let me do it. Basically, it's her feeling about everything. But
See,
if you do it...
I felt like it was more, let me do it, because you'll do it all fucking wrong.
Yes.
Like, if I let you do it, it's going to be a disaster. Just let me do it, and then it'll be done right first time. Yeah, that's kind of the impression I get from Margaret. So she doesn't like me very much, so that's the vibe I get from her in general.
No. Yeah. I think she thinks you're aloof. That's what she told me.
I am aloof.
Yeah. She just thinks you're aloof.
And for the right person, I could be a loofah as well.
She knows how to use a loofah.
Are open.
Jez. I tried to use a loofah once. She's like, give it here, you'll do it wrong. She just, everything she does, she just kind of, she knows best. He
hasn't had a shower alone in years.
No.
Probably since the pandemic.
No.
This is the last time he had a shower alone, and that was just, because of lockdown and shit.
Yeah.
Isn't a loofah Alex's girlfriend? Very good. That's a good joke, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Ellie. Our friend from the Carolinas.
North or south?
I like to think they're both. They share it. I think of them as one big area. That probably the same, aren't they? I mean, as much as we don't know anything about them, I mean, the divide is just a geographical one, but I'm sure they have the same feelings.
All divides are geographical, Alex. They're called borders.
But like, what I mean by that is that I don't believe there is a border in terms of culture, and like one of them has fries on their. One of them has ketchup on their fries and one of them has mayonnaise, or and they go, oh, you go north of the border, they put fucking gravy on that shit. Do you know what I mean? In England, we'd have a divide.
There's definitely a north-south divide.
But is there a north?
We're not called North England and South England.
Correct.
So, yeah.
I'm wondering if you go to North Carolina, whether they start going, oh, no, we don't barbecue our stuff. I don't know. I'm wondering whether there's a thing. I'd love it there to be. I told Kerwin what you discovered about South Carolina, and she was not surprised. What, that there's nothing there?
Nothing. Yeah, I discovered nothing.
A Fallout-esque wasteland.
Yeah.
You just wander around the place shooting things in the head. Just understand from Fallout.
Yeah, I heard of another Carolina town the other day, and I was like, I wonder if this one is in South Carolina. And it was not. It was also in North Carolina.
Well, welcome in, everybody, from around the world.
Yes. Yeah, the clocks went back in America last weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So it's earlier there now than it was last week.
Right.
If that makes sense. Because their clock went forward.
Right. Ours have not yet gone forward.
Not for a fortnight, yes.
Right, yeah.
And I managed to confuse the fuck out of myself on Sunday. And it's actually kind of funny.
Are you going to tell us how you confused yourself?
So I got up in the morning, on Sunday morning, I'm like, right, clocks have changed in America. So being that I have 4 clocks on my wall,
yes,
and 2 of them are America-based,
you put them
I was
forward.
Like, right, I'm gonna change the time. But because I couldn't be bothered to do the mental gymnastics of, so what time is it? I decided to just look up the time on my phone. So first, I went, right, time in New York for Eastern time.
Yeah.
It gave me the time, which was like 9:30. I can't remember, but
sure.
Let's just say 9:30. And changed the clock. Job was done.
Good.
Then went to my furthest clock.
Yes.
And was like, right, that's, the West Coast time.
Yeah,
It's probably got a better name, Pacific time.
Pacific sounds good. Pacific?
Yeah, that sounds right. Pacific time zone, that's probably the one.
Like a kind of a Californian time zone?
Yes, California, yeah.
Okay.
And so I Googled...
Psst! Hamson's going to tell us.
I Googled time in Los Angeles.
Okay.
It said 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, right, okay. So I went up to my thing. I'm like, oh.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's already 1:30. What, do Los Angeles not change their clocks or something? What the fuck's going on here? So I go down a Google rabbit hole of do Los Angeles change their clocks? Like, yeah, they do. There are lots of countries that don't and things but Los Angeles do change their clocks. I'm like, well, they haven't fucking done it this year, have they? Have they just decided they can't be asked? What the fuck is going on here? And so I'm like, right, well, I'll leave it then.
Did you check a different city instead, just to
what, in the West?
Yeah,
no, I didn't.
yeah,
That would have been clever.
Do you know what I mean?
It would have netted the same result.
Right.
Because, as Harmstone has jumped to
Correctly
the end of the story and spoiled, I looked before 2 a.m. their time.
Oh, wow.
And obviously the clocks don't actually go forward or back
Yes.
until 2 a.m. And so I had looked too early. And then when I was retelling this story to Karis when she finally got up, I was like, and I looked up the time and it said... and then I worked out what had happened.
And she was like, what? It's fine.
Yeah. And so then I put it forward an hour and everything was fine.
Time is a magical thing, and...
Time is a social construct, and it doesn't really mean anything.
No. But like when you get on a plane and you go somewhere else, you get jet lagged. And this was something I had not ever had because I hadn't really gone far enough for it to have affected me. When I went to New York, which is up until last year the furthest place I'd ever been, which was like an 8-hour journey or a 9-hour journey or whatever like that, I didn't get to New York and go, oh shit, I'm super tired. In fact, I got there and I was like, I want to go out into New York now and just run around in it because like I'm here. And my girlfriend at the time was just like, I want to fall asleep now. And I'm like, but there's stuff outside.
Okay, there's the bed. See you later.
Have fun. I went outside immediately. I was like, fucking amazing.
It's not hard to tell why they're not together anymore.
But yeah, so so I think when I went to Singapore, I was very, very jet lagged. And I'm just not looking forward to the Japan jet lag. But I'm just gonna go get through it. I'm just gonna work through it, try and sleep on the plane, obviously. But I'm just gonna fuck it.
Yeah, it depends what time your flight is. Obviously, I suppose that doesn't matter because it's a ridiculously long flight, isn't it? So, knowing what time you land is key because then you can, if you are gonna get there, kind of Japan evening time.
We're getting there Japan. We're getting there at 7 a.m.
Okay, yeah. So you need to sleep
on
hardly at all before you go, and then sleep for pretty much the entire flight, or at least the last part of the flight.
That would be amazing if I could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can.
You can. You just take drugs, and then you can definitely sleep.
Oh, okay.
You just pack
I've never really been a drugs. Oh, I was going to say something now. I've forgotten what the fuck I was. Oh yeah, I remember now. I dreamt that we'd gone to Japan. Now I'm sure you've all had dreams before. Thank you very much for the
second round of 155 bitties.
We did not say that. Did we say it? I can't remember if we said it or not. But thank you very much, Will, for doing that. Yeah, in dreams, often you don't know you're dreaming because you're dreaming and you don't know and you're doing this stuff. I've dreamt I've been to Florida and I was hanging out in Florida and doing this stuff. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, this is amazing. And I wake up and I'm like, oh, I wasn't really in Florida because you have no frame of reference to tell you that you weren't there, basically.
Yeah, and I suppose it helps if you've been to the place before so that you have that frame of reference in your mind, and your mind just goes, yeah, this is what Florida's like because I've been there. So obviously I'm in Florida, not dreaming.
But like on this occasion last night, I was dreaming that I was in Japan and we were driving around Japan and we were driving past all these beautiful Japanese, like old ancient houses. My first thought was, we can't be in Japan because these things don't exist anymore based on the book I've been reading. Right. But that isn't what I thought at all. They do exist and I was driving past them. And then in the dream is convincing me that I was in Japan. And obviously I'm not, I'm dreaming, but I don't know that. And then
he dreamed a dream of Japan gone by.
I did. And there was Aletha was there and she was talking to me in the car and she was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I turned to her and went, how did we get to Japan? She was like, well, we just flew here. I said, no, we haven't flown yet. I know that we haven't flown because it's such a harrowing thing. I don't like flying. I would have remembered it. And the dream was
and
like...
you were like, motherfucker,
yeah,
I'm in a dream.
it was amazing, though, because the dream was like, fuck. It was just like, shit, we've got him. And he's like, and I'm like, the flight is 13 and a half hours. I would definitely remembered it. And I don't remember it.
Is it only 13 and a half?
That's what it is.
Oh, that's good.
That's what it was for Singapore as well.
I thought it was about 18, so perfect. Yeah,
So,
13 and a half. Piece of piss.
So yeah, and then Aletha in my dream said, I know I said we were in Japan. We're actually in California. We went to California first. And I went...
That's a long way.
I just went... In the dream, I went, no, we didn't.
I'm sorry, Dream Aletha, but you're full of shit.
Just like everyone in my dream was... It was like in the Truman Show where they're all like, oh shit, he's worked it out. Oh dear, Hype Train just started. Thanks to the anonymous gifter.
The anonymous gifter is enjoying our bullshit and enjoying the content.
Gifted 5 subs.
Thank you very much for the gifts.
Plenty of people.
There's some good recipients there of gift subs.
Yes.
Invasion with Mikey. I don't know who this other person is. Shikari 77766, but enjoy your gift sub. Jen and Ali Law.
Oh, Jen.
Ali Law will appreciate that because he likes popping into any other stream that is not DGMS and just dropping mine in your face.
Oh.
He just enjoys
hey, listen,
that.
I love that.
And Chris Shreddit.
I remember Chris Shreddit.
Does he do a lot of shredding?
All the time.
Like, he's very security conscious, and any document just gets shredded immediately. Whether he's finished with it or not, it's like, no, can't risk it.
He shreds books as he reads them.
Can't risk the security breach. No. Shred it right now.
No. Everything is just, he says shred it permanently underneath him, and everything he does, he just reads and just drops into it. Really
I did that once. My shredder overheated.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I did the same thing because it was a bit crap, and when I want to shred things, I shred them at work because like it's just like an industrial fucking shredder.
Yeah. But like domestic shredders, if you just sit there feeding stuff through it, after about like 10 minutes or so, it's like, too hot! I can't do it!
I shredding guitars or documents.
Definitely documents.
I don't think I've ever shredded a guitar. I played a guitar.
Yeah! Oh, it doesn't fucking fit. Well, this stupid guitar.
Speaking of guitars and playing them, obviously
nice segue.
We are going to do a guitar stream on Friday, the 22nd of March, which is in like a couple of weeks now, so a week Friday, basically. So just under a couple of weeks. And it's going to be a great time. And might I ask, and I was going to set this up in the music area rather than my own area, but wherever we set it up, doesn't matter who does it. If anyone's got a song they want played, just let us know now, because then I might have time to learn
Chuck it in the
I'm not going to say
FAO Alex bit of
yeah, you can put it in there. Yeah.
Seems like a good place.
Yeah, the only reason I picked music is because it was music, but I haven't done anything. I just because I know there's a music channel. But like you could do anything you want, really, pretty wavy. As long as we can all agree, it doesn't really matter. But will Jez be singing the hits? Jez won't be singing. You can come around if you want.
I might do.
Yeah, Jez might be here. I mean, I don't want to give away who the guests are, but Jez might be one of the guests. It's at 7. It's going to be 7:30 on that Friday, so around the same time as now, roughly, basically.
Do we have any idea why your computer just made that random noise?
Ooh, no.
It seems to be charging.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it plugged in?
Yeah, it is plugged. Is it plugged in?
Yeah, I can see the plug.
Fiddle-doo-doo.
Jez, what song would you want to sing? What kind of mega Jez hit?
I mean,
maybe you have to think about that.
Yeah, I would have to think about it. I mean, I could easily do some Daughtry.
That's a bit of Daughtry, yeah.
You could learn to play some Daughtry, or yeah.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
I mean, they really want Feliz Navidad.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a guitar stream, not a trumpet stream, so it doesn't really work. And also, it's March. You had your chance to bully me into Feliz Navidad, and you missed the opportunity.
Maybe if we record it, like, on that occasion, though, and then we can, like, keep it, and then when it gets around to Christmas again, we won't have to...
True. I mean, also, like, the Christmas karaoke stream I did is, like, archived on YouTube. So if you really want to hear me sing Feliz Navidad, I did a pretty fucking good job of it then, and probably wouldn't do as good a job of it this time around. So just go and watch that.
So if you have any suggestions for songs, I'm not saying we'll definitely do them, but it might give me some inspiration for something we can learn to do, basically. I've been playing the guitar quite a lot recently, now that it's all back from the...
Future.
Yeah, back from the future, Alex. No, back from the guitar fixers. So yeah, I'm just assessing myself. My shirt. I decided to wear the shirt because I hadn't worn it for a while. Now I'm kind of just like staring at myself. You have to reassure me I look
assess
alright
yourself
before I dress myself. Right.
Do we want to do This Is Happening?
Yeah, but like, what is happening? What is even happening?
Well,
What's even happening, Jeremy?
We're never going to know unless we actually do the segment.
These guys, okay, let's hit the button and see whether anyone's done anything.
Okay.
In a world filled with haps and naps, two men have risen above to bring you This Is Happening.
So, have you done anything in this last week, Alex?
I have. Yeah, as I was saying just before we started this, I went to a comedy workshop to teach me how to write comedy better. And the quick version of that was that it was really good by a guy called Adam Bloom, who's a legit actual comedian, who's written a real honest-to-God book, which I bought for £12. And a comedian I know, a different comedian called Jason, basically set it up. He runs a magic society over in Bexley Heath. And basically got this guy, Adam, to come along and give a talk for 2 hours about comedy, sell the book. He said, I brought the books to sell, but like, it's not really the point. You've paid to be here. I'm going to tell you shit anyway. But if you want to buy a book, and pretty much everyone really wanted to buy a book, and boy, is that book good. It was, it was a fun time, but just was as I was saying before, it was really strange because like half of the room were magicians who were all older than about 60, and half of the room were comedians, and it was just like West Side Story, one gang of magicians all finger clicking and making things disappear, and the other side were just comedians kind of just telling jokes or something like that.
See, as you told me about this course before we went live, the story kind of morphed before my eyes, because when you said a magic group originally, I thought on brand, as you normally talk about, it was Magic the Gathering. I'm like, that seems like a strange group of people to bring into
that would be
a comedy
amazing.
workshop. It's like, if you can't, if you haven't got the cards in front of you, just kill them with jokes.
That's it.
And then they'll lose anyway. But no, a magician makes more sense because there's certainly a performative aspect to that.
You can look up Adam Bloom if you want to know something about him, because that'll mean you've got some...
Is he related to Matt Bloom?
I don't know who Matt Bloom is.
Matt Bloom was Albert of Test and Albert, giant guy with a huge head and loads of piercings.
I believe
hairy back.
He is not related.
Oh, that's disappointing.
He's really good. He's a joke fixer. He's written a lot of kind of people's jokes, and kind of people come to him with ideas for jokes, and kind of he'll say, doesn't work like that, make it work like this. And he wrote an entire book now, so you don't have to go to him.
Do you think he could fix my memory?
No.
Because that really is the barrier to me doing stand-up.
Have to go to a
comedy.
different course.
Yeah. Like, if I could fix my memory, I could do stand-up, but, like, that is the barrier. I will be up there like, right! Nope, I've forgotten it.
Had to improvise it.
Sorry, never mind. Yeah, I could improv. There is that.
It was really good, but it was a really strange little kind of tiny, classic English tiny village hall in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I mean, with a name like Bexley Heath, even if you don't know what Bexley Heath is, you can imagine what it's like based on its name alone. It's going to be quaint, Englishy, gardeny type place.
Well, yeah, it's just kind of in the Greater London kind of area. It's just as you're getting into
Bromley
London.
way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like Dartfordy kind of. Yeah, you're going basically straight out of Kent as if you're going to London, and before you get deep into London, you hit Bexley Heath, and it's
straight out of Kent.
Believe it. And I don't know, it was just a really strange night, because what happened about it was that people, one guy was saying how he had ADHD and he was autistic, and he had all these kind of neurodivergent things. And I'm not taking the piss out of him for this, but it's just like, he then said, somebody said, "Oh, really? I hadn't noticed," or something like that. And I'm like, how have you not noticed? It's very clear, like, his social, the way he is. But as a result, because
it's not good for a group of people who should also be like honed observationally to use that in their comedy.
Yes.
Like, I never noticed that about you. I had no idea.
But this guy then, because he's not good at reading social cues, meant that he just kind of took up quite a lot of time with his own shit at a talk, which is for everyone. Like, the idea would be, ask a question, get your question answered.
He's there with a fucking encyclopedia of like...
And another thing!
37,000 questions that I've pre-prepared for this occasion.
Yeah, and so, in a way, it just felt like, oh my God. And then, as I was saying before, this guy, one of the older magician guys who kind of like was one of these very un-PC brigade kind of 65-year-old, 70-year-old guy was just like, has no common ground with the 25-year-old young neurodivergent comedian. It was like just saying all this. Oh my God, it's too much to get into, but it was just a really strange night. I'd driven to a place I didn't know to see a comedian I'd heard about, set up by a guy I vaguely knew in a group of random people who were kind of just strange half magicians, comedians. Oh, it's really weird. And then the guy at the end who ran it just said, oh, thanks for coming up, Alex. I said, hey, no problems. And he said, you should come up again, you know. But I'm like, he said, we're doing a thing about, we've got other things we're doing. But I'm like,
no, bitch, do you know how far this is for me?
This is it. I said, it's an hour and 15 to get here. And it was not roads I knew. And it was difficult to drive.
Yeah.
And by the way, it had cost me like 20 quid in petrol to get there. It cost me £11 to have the ticket. And then I turned out, because I'd parked in the ultra low emission zone, it cost me £12.50 to park in there, and it cost me £12 for the book. So that's £12 for the book, £12.50 for the emission zone area, £20 for the petrol, and £11 for the ticket. No, I'm not coming back again.
This is an expensive Magic versus Comedian West Side Story, it has to be said.
I don't even know how much. What did I just say? Like £47? I mean, I don't know how much. I just
maybe even more. We're not mathematicians.
No.
Here on Don't Get Me
Started. There you go. You can work it out.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and I'm really glad I went. And like sometimes I believe this truly is that sometimes you're like, should I go? Should I not go? If you go to the thing, there's good things are going to happen.
I think there's a song in there somewhere.
You gotta go. Should I stay?
Should I go or should I?
Should I not go?
Should I stay or should I, perhaps leave?
People love just cancelling things and not bothering to do shit. And there's nothing better than going, do you know what? I'm just going to sit in and watch TV. But I think if you go by going,
you're definitely going.
I feel more inspired, and I really feel really good about it. And I wrote an ADHD joke for that guy, but I don't know if I'm going to send it to him necessarily.
It only works if you're ADHD.
I think it does, because he was going on about how much he can't stop going in his comedy. He can't stop going on about ADHD, basically. And I can't remember quite how I worded it, but the wording of it was basically something like, here's a list of the reasons why I can't stop talking about it. A, DHD.
See, that's good.
And that's a fun joke, right?
That's a good one. I like that.
So I might send that to him, because you really can't say it unless the only way for me to perform that joke is to be talking about people with ADHD.
Yeah, it doesn't really work, but yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like I'd be punching down to go, bloody hell, all those ADHDers, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm with?
If your shtick is you are a comedian with ADHD, then yeah, that's perfect.
I should send it to him and see whether he wants it.
You should send it to them.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Yeah. Well, next time you go, you should just do what everybody else does that, has to travel into the UJEZ zone, and that's just smash the cameras all the way through to your destination.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Wow.
There is an organized gang of people who go around smashing the UJEZ cameras because they're so outraged about the whole notion of UJEZ. So yeah, they go around and they fucking cut the cameras down and just let them drop and just totally trash all of the cameras.
I wonder if anyone had broken the ones near me. That would have been...
saved you 12 quid.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know whether there's lots and lots and lots and lots of cameras on the route, and if they'd have knocked a couple of them down, then I probably would have been got on the way in, or whether you need... I don't know, but also I didn't understand how it worked, because I've never once driven my car into an area where...
My car is new enough that I don't have to give a shit, so...
Yeah. I didn't understand... I think it's okay. I'm okay for the low emission zone. I'm not okay for the ultra zone.
Ultra low.
And they're both... In the area I was, they were overlapped, and I'm like, because they didn't understand... I was like, do I have to pay this thing twice?
It's all a fucking con. I wouldn't worry about it too much. But yeah, smash a camera, save a life.
Smash a camera. Let's smash some fucking cameras. Was it better or worse than the GC's book?
Man, that's a deep cut, isn't it? We haven't heard from the GC in a long time.
Yeah. No, it is one of the best books I've read in a long time, actually, and it's all about comedy, and I totally agree with the guy, which is really useful. That every time he says something in the book, I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So it's better than that. As good as How to Be Pope.
These are the questions.
Well, that's a hard one, really. The book he wrote doesn't give me any Pope-related information, but the Pope book doesn't give me any comedy information, so it's a bit like apples and oranges. So I think they're both probably top of their game book-wise, basically. The GC's book is not.
Well, it's top of its game in terms of,
being
written
a
by
shit
hopeless,
Towie.
vapid, talentless hacks. Like, she's probably the most talentless of all the hacks. So, top of the list, top drawer hackery.
They tried to do a UJEZ in Manchester, and everyone told them to fuck off.
It's probably because the Mancunians thought they were trying to make everyone be lesbian.
See, that's it. I think there's a joke in there. There must be a joke. UJEZ.
UJEZ.
The fact that breaks down like that.
I've got a penis for a start.
I'm not Les.
I'm not Les.
Or someone, if they're called Les.
No, my uncle's called Les.
Yeah. You Les? No, me Jez.
Yeah.
You Jez. It's a whole different area.
And I did have an uncle called Les, so there you go.
Jez and Les.
It's a perfect joke for me.
You hang around with him ever?
I did, yeah. I was very
Did anyone say, like, Jez, Les, wee? And
No.
There's an opportunity there. You Jez.
UJEZ.
You Jez.
Yeah, the UJEZ zone is whenever you drive into Folkestone, you have to bring me a trip cheese.
Yeah.
That's the
That's the money.
that's the
Shit, am I?
the ultra jazz zone is bring me a trip cheese.
It's like there's an app, and it's just like, oh shit, we're going to the
Motherfucker,
UJEZ.
what is this?
UJEZ.
The UJEZ zone. Like, how much is this going to cost me?
One trip cheese.
What the fuck is a trip cheese?
You'll work it out, it says.
Yeah. If you don't know what it is,
It's your address.
stop being fucking thick.
Love it. UJEZ. People go, and there's a list of things you can bring, not just trip cheese, and other things.
Yeah,
you
they
also
could
like.
bring like bring wine. They can bring rum.
Yeah,
they
if
can
it's
bring
Christmas, a
pizza.
mince pie. Yeah,
definitely mince pies
UJEZ.
at Christmas time.
I think the UJEZ zone should only be like perhaps a couple of roads either side of your like houses.
And then I'll never get anything. It should be like maybe even the entire country.
Oh yeah, maybe.
As soon as people fly in and land, it's like right, gotta
mean,
go.
You're
Sorry,
in UJEZ.
can't quite go up to Manchester yet. I've got to go to Folkestone and drop off a mince pie.
We should
otherwise
make
I'm gonna
this
get
website.
a massive fine.
We should make this website and make an app, and then see how many people like go and like make it a thing, and then they're like, someone's flying in from Brazil, lands, and it's just like,
Yeah,
You
I'll have
had
to get a
about-
PO box though. I'm not giving people my real address.
no.
But we can have plenty of PO boxes, plenty of trip cheeses in my PO box. That'd be great.
Donald starts putting stickers on the door saying official UJEZ store around a pic of Jez's face. UJEZ. Oh yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Has anyone got anything that? Oh yeah, I know that.
Oh yeah, there was some
Aletha
haps
said
and
some-
naps. Yeah,
Haps and naps, everybody.
for those that may be lurking and here for the first time, we are in the section called "This Is Happening," which is where we share the hap and the nap of the week, the good things and the bad things. Share them in the chat. Haps, good things. Naps, bad things. Go. Aletha says, "Hap, mega theatre."
Yeah, we went to London because I got tickets to see an immersive piece of theatre called Bacchanalia, which incidentally myself and Amy and Duncan had been to the week before, because it had a very short run and they were selling tickets per show for like 20 tickets for a show.
Short run, like 2 meters or something.
Yeah. Up, done. And not many people were going to be doing it. I bought 2 tickets twice to make sure. And now it's this week it's finishing. So basically it was a very short run again. So I've been to see it twice now. And so we went to see this Greek-based immersive piece of theatre, and then because that was the evening, we needed to find tickets to go and see something else. And I've been looking for loads of stuff when you didn't want to have to spend like 150 quid on a ticket, probably under 100 if it was something we really wanted to go to. But I was hoping we'd find something that's like 50 or 60 quid. But honestly, there was nothing really. And then just the night before we went, Hamilton tickets came on for 2 Hamilton tickets. The front row A of the dress circle came up for like £95 or something like that, and we were like,
right, that's that then.
Yeah, that's that. I think I still was hoping, like, because we're going to Japan, I want to kind of like not spend too much money, but we were like, fuck me, Hamilton for oh my god, what seats. We were sitting in these seats going, shit me, and it said restricted view, and we're like, how?
Because you're so close to the stage. The stage is like in your eye line.
But this was the dress circle, so in this case, it was we didn't know why, because we sat there, and I think in part of it was restricted view because it was quite tight, but I didn't feel it was that tight, really. It was really strange, but essentially that was mega theatre. We went to Hamilton, then we went to that immersive Bacchanalia, which was good again for a second time. And Aletha got a secret little one-to-one experience where the actors did some sexy shit with her in a little room.
Nice, giggity.
And had a great time, basically. So, good old theatre time. It was good.
Hat from Harmstone, following on from our controversial opinion segment last week. I'm not going to say it like he said it because I'm not a cunt.
Yeah.
Hap, Morrison's Donuts.
He spelled donuts Donuts. I mean, I like...
Oh, yeah. I wasn't even commenting about that. He's actually put Maury Bob's, which obviously is cunt behaviour.
Yeah.
But he spelled donuts like them Americans.
Like the Americans. Like they might do over in South Carolina.
And one of the other 49 states.
Places, yes.
Maybe even some of the territories like Samoa and Puerto
What's
Rico.
a donut? Mom, it's raining again. We technically had restricted view for both Book of Mormon and Hamilton for £13, and it just meant we couldn't see the very top of the stage surround. In this situation, there was no restricted view at all. We saw everything, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I was very happy. I'm jazzing it. Jim, if you say I'm jazzing it, it sounds like...
I'll probably get put on a register for saying that,
I'm jazzing it. Da, 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 da.
Especially if there are children around and I say that. I'm just definitely going to be put on a list.
Jazzing it. UJEZ.
Not around me, you're not. No, you misunderstand. Never mind.
What have we said to Ellie now is it the spelling of donut?
Yes.
The English spelling of donut is the way Tamsinaki has spelt it ahead of you.
Yes,
basically.
the proper way.
Dough.
With U's. Because we put U's in everything. Because
OUGH.
we were conquered by the French once or something. Yeah, I went into Morrison's
and I brought back
last Tuesday because after our conversation, I was like, well, obviously I need some donuts from Morrison's now. And they didn't have any donuts.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I was thoroughly disappointed. I was like, well, I came in here just for donuts.
So you burned the place down again.
It seems like a wasted journey. So I did my weekly shop instead.
Ah, okay.
So yeah,
Not
that showed them.
Yeah,
didn't
you
it?
spent more money.
Instead of spending 75 pence for 5 donuts, I spent like 80 quid on a weekly shop. Yeah, that'll show them. Get fucking donuts back in stock, Morrison's, you bastards.
Dog nuts. Yeah, dog nuts. I don't want to eat dog nuts.
No.
The dog would object.
That's some kind of Fear Factor challenge, that is.
Fear is not a factor for you. Do you used to watch Fear Factor?
I watched it a little bit, but after you've watched like
a couple,
they're all really the same. So right, yeah, this person's gonna balk at the idea of eating eyes, and then some person's gonna be up high, and they're just gonna go a lot, and I'm like, right, I get it. Fear Factor.
There was one where they're all in a kind of like a big like plastic perspex.
Oh yeah, and they drop bugs all over them.
Oh no, well I didn't see that one, but one where they're just the box just drops open and like you're
what, and they just fall
into their death. Yeah,
nice.
No, they have they're attached by harnesses, but they just don't know when it's going to fall. I think, and I can't remember the way it works, but ultimately, if you're too worried about the thought of it dropping, you can just bug out and just not get involved, basically. But if you stand there for effectively, eventually the thing's going to drop.
They did that on the traitors, but they didn't tell them when they were going to drop the thing. Or it's like you get a question wrong and poof, down you go. I assume there was like a crash mat underneath, but.
I quite enjoyed the UK Traitors second season where they did this bit where there were all these traps around the place, and if you had to answer a question and go one way or the other way, and oh,
I did like that.
And the guy who won the whole thing, whose name I briefly forgotten, Harry. Yeah, he was just like, yeah, I think
spoilers by the way.
But... I think it's this one. I think it's this way, and just ran straight head first into this well disguised oily pit of mud, and the girl just fucking
lost it.
I lost it. I was like, that's. And he was, because up until that point, I think he presented himself as someone who's quite successful and sporty and with it, and anyone could fall into this thing.
It's not like anybody else could have just run straight across this sludge or anything.
But he was
always going to fall in it. But
it was quite an amusing thing.
It was pretty hilarious. And if you are stateside and you are a fan of social deduction, then you can watch the Traitors UK week on Peacock. We're not sponsored by Peacock, but we should be after that, frankly. Give us some money. Yeah. Have you had any donuts this week?
No, I've been kind of just trying to eat healthier and just eat less crap.
Yeah, I've tried to cut out crap. It's been somewhat successful. Obviously, I started my week last week finishing off that wine around here.
Yes.
And that was a lot of wine. I didn't quite realise how much wine I'd drunk until the bottle was empty. And I was like, oh, right, yeah, finish that.
It's
Yeah.
very easily done.
Yeah.
I haven't had anything... I haven't drunk some alcohol since the Super Bowl, so I haven't gone out to get a drink. So all these times when I'm going into the theatre, I'm not ordering wine, which I naturally do. So it's been... I'm like, Martin came down, we went out, didn't have a drink, then... went up to London last week and this week. Both times didn't have a drink. There's loads of times when I would naturally have a drink, and I've just.
It doesn't sound like the jazz philosophy of if you can have a drink, you should have a drink, and you only live once. Have a fucking drink.
Well, I had a.
Be a fat bastard. Who gives a shit?
Well, I
have that KFC. No one cares.
I do care. Suddenly,
eat the donut from Morrison's. It's fucking tasty.
Or maybe the donut from Morrison's.
I did think about stopping in Morrison's and seeing if there was any and bringing them round, but I thought, no, Alex is eating healthy. I won't.
I am.
Now I wish I had just brought it and eaten all 5 in front of him and not given him one.
The decadent. I think I'd have been okay with that, actually, to be honest with you. It would have been kind of interesting to watch you just eat 5.
Just inhale donuts.
No, I went to have a check up at the doctor's, not because I desperately wanted to, but because they were like, hey, yeah, you should come along and have a checkup. You've got to check your blood pressure. And then they, and that was a couple of weeks ago. And then they said, oh, by the way, we're going to do a big kind of like, check your cholesterol, check everything, check all this stuff, blood test, and it works like this week on I think on Monday or Tuesday or something like that. Oh, no, it wasn't that day at all. I'm just talking bollocks. It was Thursday. It doesn't really matter who it was. Don't want to get into the weeds. Essentially, they did a big check. And one of the things there was kind of cholesterol stuff. And my family has a massive history of high cholesterol. And I'm like, right. I know. And she was saying to me, she was like, okay, I'm going to ask you a question about how much you exercise.
I'm going to stop you there. I don't.
I don't. And the question was, like, what do you do with all these exercise options? It says, do you do, and it just said something like, running,
no,
the gym, football, tennis, so a couple of other things, and then it said etc. And I said,
did it have lifting things to my face?
It didn't have that. But so basically, the main thing there was like running, the gym, football, tennis is what it said, etc. And I said,
it's not a very inclusive list, has to be said.
And I said, no, I don't do any of those. And she said, don't forget, there's an etc. there. I said, yes, I've seen the etc.
The etc. has been noted. And still it will not be checked.
And I said, no, I don't. Can I just cut to the chase here? I said, let me reassure you. And by the way, I don't like this. But I said, let me reassure you, I understand the question. I don't do any of those things. She said, because there's an etc., by which I mean not necessarily tennis, maybe another sport. And I said, I want to really clear this up for you. I really want to clear this up for you. Okay, you could put any sport there instead of the etc.
This could be an exhaustive list.
Yeah.
I would still not check anything.
It would still be no. I said, you think I'm one of these guys that on a Monday night goes to do 5 aside? That's why you put football there. I don't. You think I'm one of these guys that does couch to 5K or park run? I'm not. I'm not that guy.
You might do couch to 5 cunt, which is what he almost said.
Couch to 5 cunt. Yeah. That'd be great. I'd get off the couch for 5 cunts. I'd rather sit on the couch.
It'd be more convenient if they were on the couch waiting for you.
Yeah. Yes. So I just had to say, like, I don't do these things. In another question, what I was to say was like, I do walk a fair amount. Like on the weekend, we'll walk down into the Harbour Arm, walk back up the old high street, wander around the stuff. I'm not completely sedentary, but they said, what job do you do? And I'm like, do an office job where I sit down, I drive in and out to work, and I don't do any exercise. And she was like, right. and she said, I really think you need to get your heart working. I said, you are totally right. I'm not proud of this assessment. I'm not completely without walking around and doing my steps, but let's face it, I don't do any of those things. And all these things, well, this is getting perhaps it is quite funny because it's stupid fucking shit. But the serious aspect of that is that there's drinking, there's not exercise, and there's eating donuts. And that equals probably
perfect life.
Probably heart attack. So,
got to die of something, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't want it to be that though. That sounds fucking shit.
Well, heart attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite quick.
Do you think?
Yeah.
And what would you know? You haven't had a heart attack.
I've had several a heart attack in my time.
I mean, it was cheery up until that last bit, but I mean, it was really funny when she was
Don't
asking.
eat donuts. You're gonna die. Yeah.
The worst bit is Neil Buchanan will be there. Cannot wait to crash on Alex's couch and go to these grocery stores. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
Book your tickets now.
Get in here.
I've booked my hotel in California for the summer.
Oh yeah.
I haven't booked my flights or the event that I'm doing, but I've booked the hotel.
That's one stage, one step closer to the edge.
Yeah, of America.
Yes,
it's right on the other side. Hope I don't fall off.
Yeah.
But to circle back to what led us down that tangent, I have been trying to make healthier evening meals. And I've been delving back into the slow cooker.
Oh,
so that I can also be lazy at the same time, because I don't want to make more effort to be healthy. I'd like to make less effort and be healthy. If you understand my mantra. So for the same amount of prep time earlier in the day and just chuck it in the slow cooker, I can have stuff with vegetables in, which is alien to me, but it's what's happening. So that
but this is happening,
like grandchildren and things.
Yes, I think I don't consider myself massively unfit. And when she was looking at me, and she kept saying, like, yeah, but she's looking at me up and down, and I'm obviously not huge. So she's like, yeah, but what do you do? And I was like, what sports? She kept reiterating the question because she couldn't equate my weight and my height and whatever it is with no activity whatsoever. Yeah. So you said, do you just have a good diet? I said, yeah, and I walk around a bit, but but I don't want to run, Jeremy, and you. Yeah. Because running is shit, but running might be the difference between me having a heart attack and not having a heart attack.
And see, this is the thing. I don't really want to stop eating donuts and KFC and pizza and all that good stuff. So I might just do exercise. And I know that you can't exercise a bad diet and all that shit, but I can fucking try, and trying would be much better than not trying. So fuck you, they.
So it's time for some low-intensity aerobic cardio, by which I'm going to do brisk walking.
I thought you were going to say brisk wanking.
A brisk
I mean, that will certainly increase your heart rate. And that was the requisite from the doctor. So.
Yes. Listen, if I need to get my heart rate up to like 123 beats per minute.
You just got to find some good porn then, haven't you?
Shit me. Do you really think I could wank to that level of heart rate? Because I'll do it, Jeremy.
It sounds like a challenge. Like for science, I might try this out. What can I get my heart rate to wanking compared to like running?
Because I would rather wank than run.
Of course.
Yes.
There's no
happy when my dad comes into the fucking stream. We've never joined before.
It's about time we came in and saw what it is that you do on a Monday night.
I'd rather wank than run.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh God. So yeah, fuck. So as a result, I just kind of want to cut Alex Borton's Wank Aerobics DVD. That would be amazing.
It also comes, in the breaks between the wanks with tips on how to be a bigger wanker.
Yeah.
That's the true Wank Aerobics.
Yeah. I think Joe Wicks could do that. He seems like a nice guy, but
Joe Wicks Wank Aerobics.
But he does seem like a bit of a wanker.
Of course he is.
But I mean, it's good. All this stuff is really good, but he does seems like a bit of a wanker, and maybe he would be good for that. But I'd love to do a Wank Aerobics DVD. That would be great. That would be great. Bring that money in. Get that cash in.
Get your pre-orders in now, folks.
Yeah, I'll teach you how to wank.
In case it wasn't
You might
obvious.
be doing it wrong.
You probably are doing it wrong, to be fair.
There's the right way, the wrong way, and the Alex Borton way.
That was certainly a tangent. Yeah.
Gotta stop.
But seriously, I wonder how much your heart rate does increase having a wank, and whether that.
Well, I've got an Apple Watch for just that reason. We can find out.
An Apple Watch, yeah.
Yeah. I was already a massive wanker. I bought an Apple Watch, so that's
You probably did increase your heart rate just unboxing it.
When they charged me the money for it, Jeremy.
Kind of losing
550 quid. Fucking hell.
Jesus.
Yeah. And they said, see, it's working already. So, yeah. Just make sure you use this hand you're watching. Who's he talking to here? Who's he talking to here? You think I don't know? This is the kind of thing I teach you in my wanking video.
Make sure you use the hand your watch is on. It's not measuring your hand rate, it's your heart rate. So no, you don't want it to be on the hand you use, do you?
I want to get some movement. I want to make sure that it knows.
So that you can look at it at the same time. Like, you need to be able to look at your watch and wank. I
don't want to use my left hand, Jeremy.
You can't. It's just this. The logistics doesn't work.
Maybe get some steps in at the same time. Up and down the stairs.
Well, no, because for the true scientific test, it's just wanking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If you want to mess around with the formula afterwards, fine.
Fair
but
enough.
We need to get the true data first.
Imagine I'm just walking down the road and I've like tried to, and they're like, "A man was arrested today." Look, this is for science.
I'm just getting my wanks in, okay?
Just get my wanks in. That's what everyone's gonna be. I need to get my wanks in.
Oh, I've got half an hour. Might get a quick 40 wanks in.
Oh, shit me. Do you know what's interesting? I've noticed people are giving things up for Lent. And I find that really strange because the people that I'm meeting aren't Christians.
I thought you said the people that you're eating. I'm like, you should probably give up eating people for Lent / forever because that's not cool, bro.
I was talking to the guy that runs Steep Street, a guy called Stephen, and he said he would given up. What did he say? I want to say he given up chocolate for Lent. And I said, "Oh, okay, sure." I said, "Are you Christian?" He went, "No." And I went, "Right." And he said, "But it's a good period of time, 40 days." I said, "That's it. Yeah, that's the amount of time that Jesus gave up chocolate for." Because Jesus loved chocolate. That's why we have chocolate eggs at Easter.
Yes,
because Jesus loved chocolate so much. It's in the Bible.
Just an added bonus if that chocolate egg was delivered by a bunny.
Why do you think it was chocolate? Why do you think? Do you think that it wasn't an accident? Jesus loved chocolate.
And notoriously as well, Jesus was a big fan of using cocoa butter for his wank when he did that, just to keep along the chocolate theme. Apparently it's quite good for the shaft.
Not a lot to do in Galilee. Even less to do when it's fucking Lent. And he was in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, being tempted by the devil to have a wank and have some chocolate.
I mean, 40 days and 40 nights, he definitely had a wank.
You'd imagine. They must have discovered the wank by that point. It doesn't come up in the Bible, really, but he doesn't say. and Simon, who was called Peter, make your mind up, had a wank. And Jesus said, he didn't do that. That's not the motion he would have used.
Jesus said, yay, it was good. Yeah. That is where the phrase 40 winks came from. It was the 40 days in the desert, except over time, it's like a bit like Chinese whispers. The word kind of mutated. And
40 hours.
It was 40 wanks because he had one a day over that 40 days and 40 nights.
And when it's the end of the day and you realise you're 20 wanks short of your target. 20 wanks? Oh my God.
Probably going to make you sore.
Wonder how many wanks you could do in a day. I mean, I've never tried to break a record or anything, or have a personal best.
I don't even know what the record is. Yeah.
Blessed are the wankers.
Amen. Feet are wrong. On that note,
yes.
Shall we move on?
Please.
Would you like to dole out some advice?
Do you want to do Tifu? I can do advice, but I know that if we don't, we might end up with...
I mean, it's all reading from a clipboard, so...
Yeah, let's do agony.
Okay. Let's do agony then. It's time for Alex to share his wisdom, his knowledge, and not about wanking, probably, in Agony with Alex.
Listen, you'll take my advice and you'll fucking like it. I look so wise in that middle one.
I do very much like the middle one. It's very regal.
Stately.
Yeah. Like you should Photoshop in like a crown and some like purple blue garb on that.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's not obvious, Agony with Alex is the section in which you, the people, send in your problems and Alex undermines you and calls you a cunt and tells you that it's not a real problem. Get the fuck over yourself.
That sounds like good advice. Let's just say that.
Okay. Dear Alex.
Hello.
I've been with my boyfriend for 4 years now.
Oh my God, so many people asking about fucking relationship advice. They never ask me how to fix their car. or any of this kind of health advice or tennis stroke advice. It's always relationships.
I mean, they probably know their audience, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Have you even opened the bonnet of a car?
I
think we just got our answer. I've been with my boyfriend for 4 years now, and our relationship is very strong.
Good. Sounds great. Stop there. What could possibly go wrong?
We're engaged to be married this summer. We definitely have our fun.
Tell me more. Do you have 40 wanks? How many wanks have you done in one day?
Experimented with other couples, threesomes, and other women.
Shit me. You, Les.
Not me, Les. You,
no, them.
Me, Jez.
You, Les. UJEZ.
Me, Jez.
You, Les.
Not that. Right.
Question mark.
This is where my best friend Maggie comes in.
Oh, I bet she does.
She's been my best friend since kindergarten. We've done everything together from childhood. Maggie broke up with her boyfriend of 2 years last December. The first few weeks she was really upset about her breakup. She ended up staying with us because prior to the breakup she was living with her boyfriend. Fast forward to last night. My boyfriend was out of the house. Maggie was a little drunk.
Les was right. Should have held back my Les.
And told me that she was open to a threesome with us.
Or, at this moment, a twosome with you.
I kind of laughed it off last night and said I had to think about it.
Now, hold on a minute. Isn't this a situation where you've already been doing all these other experimentations? This is just one more experimentation. Or is she just too close a friend? I guess we're going to find out.
But wait, there's more.
This sounds like a way that Alex's heart rate is going to increase.
It already has. Are you wearing your watch? We should have done it.
I should have tested it. Fuck me.
Yeah. He doesn't even need to touch himself. He's already excited. Then, this morning when she asked, completely sober. Then this morning she asked, completely sober. Okay. So she reiterated the question.
She doubled down. Sober. She said, listen, I wasn't just drunk.
I will fuck you and your boyfriend.
Yeah.
I talked to my boyfriend, and he said that he was open to it.
Okay.
As long as I was fine with it.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I don't know, at this stage in the agony aspect, it seems you're all well-rounded, reasonable individuals who are checking in with each other. I don't see what the problem is here. The problem is we're having too much sex. Lol, lol, lol. Should we film it or not? Fucking what a cunt. Anyway.
My main concern... Here you go.
Yes. What is your main concern?
Is that Maggie is my best friend. The other threesomes we've had have been with random girls we picked up on the spot.
Yeah.
We end up not seeing them again. Maggie has been in my life forever.
Oh.
She's going to be the maid of honor at our wedding.
Or maybe not if all falls apart.
Maid of dishonor by the sound of it. Has anyone been in this situation? No, love. No one's been in this situation.
Throw the whole Mag away. Nobody's called Maggie nowadays.
Has anyone been in this situation? How was your friendship afterwards?
That's a good question.
If Maggie wasn't my best friend, we definitely would have approached her. What say you?
Well, I'd like to draw upon my experience of threesomes and threesomes with my best friend. But that shit isn't going out on this broadcast. So I will say I have no knowledge of what to do in this situation. But if I did, I'd say, listen, YOLO. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really says that anymore.
They don't. Do you remember when people used to say YOLO? What a vapid time we lived in.
I know.
In 2012.
You saw Duncan's okay with this stuff. What are you talking about? Duncan doesn't know anything about this. I have other friends.
He was asleep. He did not consent.
It was his girlfriend. She's like, he's fine with it, she said. He's fine with it. Wake up, Maggie. I think I got something. Anyway, listen. If she's okay with it, I mean, look. Could it ruin things? Could it make things awkward? I think at worst, it would make things awkward, and then for a couple of weeks you might be a bit weird. And if it was weird, but then you'd just like bounce back because you're best friends, right? You wouldn't just like never see each other again. Come on.
I mean, the only risk is how good is your boyfriend?
Yeah,
fiance. Because if he's like really good, and you know Maggie really digs it.
Yes.
Is she gonna then covet your boyfriend and try and steal him away from you?
And we know that's not allowed in the Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not covet thy
your girlfriend's boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's written there in stone.
So it is written, so shall it be.
Moses died for it.
Thou shalt not climb on to thy boyfriend's
cock.
schlong.
Climb long.
To my best friend's
Long, long, long,
swinging dick.
Mm.
I think don't risk making it weird with your best friend since play school. No, do try and make it. Listen, my only issue here would be whether she fancies her, basically, because she's like, listen, I'm into you. I know we've been friends for years. Are you into me? And if her first thought is, actually, yeah, I am, because it seems to be her only issue is, will this make it weird later on? Her issue is not, I'm not into you.
It's not even weird with the boyfriend. It's weird with her, isn't it? And so I suppose the real question is, should I have sex with my childhood friend? Is really what she's asking.
Not when you're children.
No, definitely not in kindergarten.
Is it acceptable to have sex with a 3-year-old now they're 27?
Yeah, they're 27.
That's riffing on an old whatchamacallit joke, a brass eye joke. But yes, he's gonna love this VOD. He won't ever see it.
That sounded like a really complicated GCSE question.
I know, it's so dumb. It's such a stupid joke.
It's like Maggie is 3.
Yeah.
25 years passed. Is it okay to have sex with Maggie? I'm like, I didn't really want to think this much, but I think so. Better say no, just to be safe.
Look. You didn't come to me for sensible advice. Listen, go for it. Pick the bones out of it later. Literally, in the case of your boyfriend, you might be taking their bone. I
mean, worst case scenario, it goes wrong and you're down a friend. But if it works out, you've got a fun bit of sexual fun for your entire life.
Yeah,
she's always been your best friend.
She has.
You're going to marry your boyfriend for life.
Yes,
that's how marriage works. Till death do us fuck. So yeah, give it a go. Why the fuck not?
I think the only sticking point here, she seems to be up for it because her only question is, will it be weird? Not, I don't like you.
If she wasn't up for it at all, then she wouldn't have written you a letter. She'd have just said, I'm not doing that. Thank you very much.
They won't be down a friend. Tamsin, what are you worrying about? No, nothing. Not just down a friend, down the best friend.
Well, the way best friends work, Tamsin, is if your best friend is no longer your best friend, someone else will be your best friend.
Someone else steps up.
There's always a best friend.
Yeah. It's like someone in the world has eaten the most crisps in the world. That person just exists, right? You don't know how much it is, but someone out there is eating more crisps than anyone else. It's a strange fact, but someone in the world has that plaudit, So there's always going to be someone that, that is the best at something.
Records are made to be broken.
Listen. You're all into experimenting. This woman's coming to your life. Soberly asked, want to do it. You fancy her. Let's go for it. Let's do it. They won't. It's not. I don't believe that after the act they'll be like, I don't want to ever see you again. And even if they did, you'd be like, that's on you, Maggie.
Yeah. How bad can one person be at sex?
Yeah.
Like if they've had threesomes before, then they're probably pretty good at it.
Yeah. I just think, don't worry about these things. Don't worry. The number of times I've sometimes you're friends with someone, and then that becomes a relationship, as it were. Sometimes, in this case, it's more of a kind of a swingy relationship. But I've known people who have been friends with me, and then we ended up going out, and that made it good. And then after we split up, we just kind of we're still friends often. Okay, so I don't think there's a problem here. People are worried about this far too much. I say go with it because it might be the best thing that ever happened to you. You've got to say yes. You've got to accept more. Say yes, and let me put your tongue in somewhere. Rather, yes. And
checks heart rate.
Yeah, I know, right? I can't check it, unfortunately. I think, I don't even know that they really needed to write into me. I think they knew the answer to this one.
I think they were just looking for a bit of, confirmation bias and all that kind of thing.
If Tamsin had been answering this question, she'd be like,
there would be no sex in this group. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
She would say no. Yeah. Well, you can tell them if you know who they are.
I don't. It was sent in anonymously.
Ah, I see. Well, I hope I do know them. Oh, wow. Our hype train completed at level 2. That's good. Wow. 5 sub-gifts and 310 bits. A lot of that came from Will. So, not only Will.
Anonymous Will.
There's some Tamsin in there. Anonymous Will. Thank you very much for everyone that contributed to the hype train. because it's really, really great.
Imagine one week the anonymous gifter isn't Will, and they'll be like, "What the fuck? It was me,
Bob."
Well, that's how
The whole
anonymous
time.
works, mate. Anytime it's anonymous, we give Will the credit.
Yes.
And if you want the credit, you should put your name next to it, or be anonymous in Will's case.
Yes. Well, yes. In
Good.
my extensive knowledge, nothing can go wrong from this. Mark my words, nothing will go wrong. Off you go.
You can't
Have
sue
fun.
him when it goes wrong. Doesn't work out.
Alexander Borden will not be sued for any for any friendship loss. Good. Let's move the fuck along. Oh, by the way, do we have any get in the seats? Because I saw some shit being written on the stuff, and I.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I've let people write them there so that it reminds them to say it when they're live on stream. So we could do a segment if you like.
Yeah, I would like to go there.
Okay, you would like to go to the sea.
Yes.
Well, allow me to give you the opportunity to get directly in the sea.
Won't you come with me? Gonna eat it in the sea. Won't you come with me? Gonna throw it in with glee. If you really, really hate it and you'd love to desecrate it, won't you come along with me and put it in the sea?
Get in the sea is where we put shit in the sea. You know, I kind of thought to myself that maybe we should have done this after Tfue, because otherwise it'll go Tfue straight onto
Meh.
Oh, fuck it then.
We're Mavericks. We do what we want.
I have something for the sea. Right, take it away, Keris.
Oh yeah, she does have something for the sea.
Great.
She said it to me the other day. I'm like, it's not DGMS right now, love. I'm watching TV. Could you make a note of it and come back to me on Monday? Thanks very much.
Put my phone down. Keris, you have the floor.
Yeah, I'm just in the Discord so that I can do those afterwards. But Karis, write out your long sentence while I look on this, because actually we haven't done any from the Discord in quite some time.
No, we're all Hannah.
Since the day of Usher.
Usher.
Yeah, since the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Oh, 2 sea things. Oh, great.
Yeah, Aletha puts them in the Discord when she gets them, so that's the mental note there. Yeah. I told you what Karis had to write was long, and she's doing it on her phone as well, so she's not very fast.
Partway through, she falls asleep.
So shall we have one from the Discord, and then there you go. Aletha's got one in first.
Okay, we'll do Aletha's because I know that Keris is writing hers. Aletha says, conversations where people express genuine surprise about normal weather fluctuations.
Yeah, this required a bit more context for me when she put it in the Discord earlier today.
Do you mean like?
So when people go, oh my god, I can't believe it was raining this morning and it's sunny now. Is that what you mean? Is that
what it is?
You're gonna have to.
Yeah, I think I need a bit more understanding of this
Because
genuine surprise about because a normal weather fluctuation is just like starts raining, stops raining. So genuine surprise about like stop raining.
Though if that is the case, I think that kind of thing is more acceptable here in the southeast, because it wasn't until we moved down here, having lived in Wales for the majority of my life, it wasn't until I moved down here that I actually understood the term wait for the rain to pass. Because in Wales, that was not a thing.
The rain never passes.
You could be waiting for the rain to pass and you would live your entire life. People here, you just go, oh yeah, it's raining. Well, I'll give it 10 minutes, it'll probably not be raining. And then it'll be raining again.
Are we talking about people like, oh my god, last week it was like spring and now it's all winter again. Like, so expecting the seasons to
be the season
to be reflective of, yes. So like, we'll be starting to come into spring now and we're getting a bit of rain, bit of sun, bit of rain, bit of sun. Then suddenly it will snow and everyone will go, oh my god, what's going on with this? We've got snow. Like, in its wrong place, but it's still an option.
I think that is a reasonable what the fuck, to be honest with you.
I would be reasonably what the fuck if it was, if we're coming into March and it snowed. But is that as if the climate is a smooth line that never goes back until reaching peak temperature, at which point it will steadily decline into the winter. So though, like the winter trough.
I mean, I think it is supposed to do that. It's just we fucked up our climate with like global warming and depleting the ozone and shit.
It can't make its mind up. Actually, people saying
that's annoying.
I think that's a good definition of, it's like, what's going on? I didn't even know whether to wear a coat or not, which is obviously something that I've, considered in the past. But yeah, people, I mean, I don't really know how to say it, but like, I don't think it's unreasonable to be confused if it was hailing the other day.
Yeah, it hailstoned right in my face as I went to the
That's all right.
dump.
Well, you were having a dump.
While I went to the dump, like I went to dispose of things from my loft, and as I got there, you don't know our local dump, but you do.
I do.
It's kind of on a slight incline, and then when you arrive there, you park in the middle, and then a lot of the things, just general waste, is like on the other side. And so I went to throw the things into the general waste, and the wind and hail just were beating me directly in the fucking face every time I had to cross the forecourt of the tip, as it were. Yeah,
I think
like
I
that.
see where Aletha is going on this. Yeah, extreme weather is fine to be surprised about, like snow in April, but it's not a straight line. It gets colder and hotter all the time from week to week. It happens every year your whole life. Stop being surprised. I do kind of get that because, like, you know, like stocks and shares, they kind of like go up and down, like as you're approaching through the year to getting sunnier. We will have wetter days and sunnier days as we are. But you should not be surprised when we.
So it isn't so much, you know, what was the wording she used? The fluctuation of normal weather patterns. It's people expecting the weather to just go up on a gradient all the way to fucking hot in the middle of summer,
and
then down all the way to really fucking cold.
And this actually now,
and that I'll give you that.
I really feel I feel more strongly about that because like there is this expectation that it goes like cold, it's winter, really freezing cold, slightly warmer, it's sunny, now it's warm back down the other side, when actually, strictly speaking, it isn't going to do that. And you shouldn't be surprised when it doesn't, because like you say, Aletha, we've lived many years where it hasn't done this. So,
but you can bet your ass if it's less than 10 degrees during the day in July, I'm going to be fucked off about it.
Well, yes,
because that's a massive fluctuation.
I'm happy to put this in the sea.
Yeah, under very specifically worded circumstances. I don't like the original wording, but I don't really know how to word it either.
People who expect the weather to perform in a standard way.
In a standard way according to the seasons.
Yes.
Accepting no
people
fluctuation
who
whatsoever.
Express disbelief at the weather not performing to a standard weather pattern.
Hell, why are we trying to do this? We've got people for that. Harmstone, work out the wording, the thing that we're putting in the sea. There you go.
You wouldn't think it was April, would you? Whee! Let us slide back up.
Slide to the back.
Because Keris, I think, has written her thing.
She's finally got her thing out. Yeah. Companies that say they are being eco-friendly when in reality they are just cost-cutting twats. That was it.
I'm going to need a little bit more.
So, it was Mother's Day this past weekend.
Oh, yes.
And Keris bought a gift for her mother for Mother's Day, mainly because her mother said, "Buy me this for Mother's Day." And Keris said, okay. But when that gift arrived, which was like those shampoo bars that you can get? It's a bar of shampoo instead of using squidgy stuff in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
The bar of shampoo came in a box. Looked like one of those boxes you used to get like CDs in from Britannica, like one of those or like, if you had several discs from Netflix or Love Film, one of those types of boxes open like that. A very small pizza box, if you will. And then inside it was the bar of shampoo soap surrounded by like packing peanuts.
Okay.
No cover, nothing covering the bar. Just in a box.
No kind of greaseproof papery kind of like, do you know what I mean? Like
nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. And then in the bump, the paraphernalia that came with it was an invoice and a piece of paper that said, "You're probably wondering where the thing covering your
fucking soap is.
Your thing is, where all the packaging is." Well, we don't use packaging here at Lush because we're trying to save the environment by not using wasteful materials. As we read it off a piece of paper that had one line printed on it and was an entire fucking piece of very, high grade A4 paper.
Right. So she's saying, effectively, they're saying they're being eco-friendly, but they still have to explain that they're being eco-friendly.
Well, they say they've done it to be eco-friendly, but basically they didn't want to spend the money on like wrapping it in greaseproof paper or any of that kind of thing.
I see.
When realistically, the best option would have been to print that message on the greaseproof paper and then wrap the soap in the greaseproof paper.
I see. So under the basically cutting costs so that it costs less, so you make more money under the auspices of being eco-friendly.
Correct.
Eco-friendly.
Yes. Yeah.
Cynical. It was a piece of paper explaining it. That was more than the piece of paper that would have wrapped it. They just didn't want to pay someone to wrap it. I see. I see.
Amazon does this by not boxing your thing that's already in a box and just sticks a label on the product box. Yes, you can get around that though. You just have to tick a box and put it in a box, so you can put your box in a box, and then they'll come and put it in my box because I don't answer my door.
So yeah, basically, you're examining your packaging and you're like, I don't believe you've truly, really gone for the eco-friendly thing here.
No,
I think
you've gone for making more profit.
Yeah,
by not putting something.
I'm fine with you making more profit. Just don't pretend that you're being
absolutely, yeah. Make all the profit
friendly.
you want. Just don't try and baffle me with science and say that you're doing it for an eco measure.
Yeah, because some people are out there being eco-friendly and trying to do all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But
Like,
these are not some of them.
I'm quite enjoying some of the like alternative packaging that people are doing instead of it being like that single-use plastic stuff that you supposedly can't recycle. That's good shit. But yeah, this is just bullshit. And we'll call them out. It's Lush.
Okay.
Sort your fucking life out, Lush, because this is bullshit. And it's in the sea now.
Boom. Sploosh.
No, it's fizzing.
Yes, like a bath bomb. Not like a shower bomb, which obviously doesn't work. I genuinely don't give a... I know. I genuinely don't give a shit about them making money. Just don't try to spin it. Yeah, sometimes I find that I can't think of anything where that's happened, although I know that it has happened. But you're looking at this stuff. Maybe it is Amazon most of the time, but you're looking at these various companies sending their stuff out. And sometimes you're like, okay, yeah, I get it. Or I think when I'm buying beef, they've kind of, in Sainsbury's now, they kind of wrapped it in some sort of, rather than having a big bit of plastic. They've kind of just tightened that plastic up. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I see what you're doing there. That seems okay. It makes sense to me. But I'm not like a big environmentally kind of friendly kind of guy. I'm not terrible. It's not something that's really on my radar. But
yeah, I like to recycle everything that's possible to the point that I don't just have a general kind of waste bin in my kitchen anymore. If it can't be recycled, then fuck you. I put it in something nearest to where it can be recycled and let the recycling people sort that out, because it should be recyclable.
Yes.
I used to send it back to the supermarket. This isn't recyclable. Fuck you.
If a bottle comes with an attached cap, it goes in the landfill out of sheer spite.
That's reasonable. Yeah.
I was speaking to my friend who we do LARP with, who works at the fucking recycling place, who said to me that a lot of stuff just all goes into the one big fucking thing.
Well, that was what surprised me when I went to the tip, and I'm there with like DVD cases and like other plastic things. I'm like, oh, where does this go? And they're like, general waste.
Yeah. They say general waste so much.
I'm like, so everything just gets put in this thing and fucking crushed and put into landfill, does it?
So much of it. And I spoke to this guy, it's a friend of mine called Ryan, and I've got it. I hope that's his name. I realize I just might have made up a fucking name.
Doesn't sound like a friend if you don't know his name.
He's a new friend. He's a new LARP.
You're not going to get a threesome with him if you don't know his name.
I reckon I could get a threesome with him actually, because him and his mate seem kind of like free and easy like that. I reckon if I didn't try very hard, even I probably could. But
even if you say the wrong name in bed.
Yeah. I probably listen. I've never not said the wrong name in bed. I'm just saying.
You've never not said the wrong name in
What's
bed.
the right way of saying? I've never not said. I've always said the wrong name.
I've never not said the wrong name in bed. So he's always said the wrong name.
Every time. It's hard being that spontaneous, Jeremy, to come up with a new name every time.
He's never not said the right thing in this sentence.
I love you from the bottom. I have, to correct myself. I haven't said someone's wrong name. How's that?
Clunky, but I will accept
enjoyable.
It.
Yeah. No. Ryan said to me that at the end, it's just a big fucking metal teeth fucking grinding everything up, and just all that shit that you put somewhere else just eventually gets back into there. And I'm like, I said, I think about landfill. I said to him, and I think about it all just filling something up. And I had this image in my head, I said, of this kind of hole in the side of a quarry that a digger like a JCB is pushing stuff into.
Isn't this visual on The Simpsons, like the episode where he becomes the mayor? And then
that's a great episode.
It's just like, open another hole and just put it in there and it's leaking out the side.
Yeah.
Fish
And
are dying.
I said to him, basically, I have this image that it's like the big hole and we're kind of filling it up, and we'll eventually I said the phrase, we'll eventually fill it up. And he just like shook his head in this kind of, oh, my sweet summer child kind of way.
Alex.
He just went, we aren't going to fill it up. I went, right. He said, do you know how many mines there are? They're fucking huge. These holes in the ground are fucking ridiculously big, and they go on for miles. He says, there's so much space in landfill, you won't fill it up. I'm like,
I mean, that doesn't sound accurate to me. Like, when you consider the sheer amount of waste
I know,
that we as a people use.
That's what I said.
Just in the time that I was at the tip, the amount of shit that people throw out, I'm like, that's a container full of shit already.
Yeah.
Even if you like smush it up into small pieces. Like
I said to him, do you do something with it? Do you do any further stuff to it?
It said on the sign above the general waste thing that it's burned to create new energy. I'm like, okay, I mean, that doesn't sound very good for the ozone. But
how does that work? Burn a fridge. But yeah, no, his feeling as I spoke to him about it, I said like, one, a lot of it just gets fucking lobbed in the same thing. Two, just gets fucking thrown down a big hole. Tell me what you think about question. I can actually help you with this conversation. I go to the landfill often.
Oh, please do. I do voices.
I'm so glad you've jumped in at this point.
Please use that voice of yours. Get in here. Tell us all about where the fucking shit goes, because it was going to keep me up at night otherwise.
You go to the actual landfill. What does it look like? Tell us more.
I assume it's just piles of shit.
If you watch an advert,
with like a seagull on top of it going, "Rah! Rah!"
If you go to something, if you watch
like
an American TV show, there's just fucking loads of piles of shit going on forever.
Yeah. And a dump truck comes in and just puts it there, and then another thing just comes and pushes it into the pile. That's a landfill, right? Yeah, I want to know. You don't leave us hanging, I do voices. Like, please let us know.
You're actually close with the seagulls. Where are you from, I do voices? Just to be clear about this.
I mean, I suppose the answer is very different in America and other countries because they've got a fuckload of space. But we are not a big country, despite the macho bravado
and the belief
that everybody has in this country.
Houston, Texas.
So there's loads of room in Houston, Texas. They could probably just go, just open a new field, pile it up.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Bring in new seagulls. We've got new piles. We need some more seagulls.
Thank you for clarifying America there.
Houston, Texas, Nicaragua.
How about them Texans in Nicaragua? Well, welcome in. I think you have been here before, but good to see you again. Can confirm Houston is big. Do they ever say Houston, we have a problem with trash or something like that? Because that would be quite funny, I think.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Actually, no, we don't move the landfill. There's one. Imagine are there any houses near the landfill? I do voices because imagine if you had a house that's just like the landfill's over there. It's getting closer and closer. It's like, Ted, I knew we shouldn't have moved here. We're too close to the landfill.
Every now and again, a dump truck goes to the top of the pile, drops something new on the pile, and it just edges a little bit closer to their fence.
Like those penny pusher machines. And it's like, I think we should probably
2 more weeks, Ted. I think we're fucked.
We got to get our fucking house. We got to move the fucking house. Got to get out of here. Don't want to be living near a tip, do you? No.
No.
The landfill just stays there.
But isn't there the phenomenon actually? Here-ish in the some part of the cliffs of Dover.
Yeah.
Behind it was a landfill where they filled a bunch of shit up, and where the coast is being eroded away, we've actually reached where the landfill was. And
oh wow, really?
Starting to come out. Yeah,
it
was a thing somewhere beyond the Warren and kind of that way.
Yeah.
But because there was a thing that were like, no, we've got to close this beach because random shit is falling out onto the sea and we've got to do something about it.
there is a lot of houses near it, but they mainly build it in or near farms with cattle to make it look like they're safe because all the animals are living there still. So they dig a really big and deep hole, bigger than a football field. They save the dirt and they put probably about 10 feet of trash and then put the dirt back on top over a bunch and back and forth with layers, dirt and trash. Fuck me. And they put these tubes that go in there also, and they actually excrete the gases.
Yeah, I was going to say, otherwise
and put them in these tanks, and I burn them. And that's why you see some places have flames near them, or you see them like, wait, it's like gin is fireball? What? I think I may have misunderstood that bit. But yeah, okay, so I understand this. Fucking hell. I don't know. The way they're doing it in America doesn't sound like it's very good.
I mean, I don't think they could do that here. No. I felt like there was a statistic where we like
ship ginormous, sorry, yes.
Where we like ship out a bunch of our stuff to other countries. And then it happened that during COVID, we couldn't send shit to China anymore, and so we had to find somewhere to put
Where are we going to send our crap?
Yeah. Weird.
Well, thank you very much for that insight, because yeah, it does sound like, but it says like as big as a football field, but it only goes down about 10 feet. They save the dirt and they put probably about 10 feet of trash, and then, I mean, that's not very far down.
It's not very far down, no.
That's right, that's just down there.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's a good job we've got all these fucking mine shafts that we dug out in the 80s. That apparently is where a lot of stuff gets put. We have a network of stuff. I see. There's a country I can't remember the name of, but they're so small, they take all their country's trash and actually burn it, and they have absolutely no trash. And also, I'm into the business of sanitation sewer. I can tell you about that too. I don't know if you want to get into that disgusting topic.
It's fine. I watched the Fatberg documentary on Channel 5. I've learned everything I need to know about the sewer.
Burning trash can't be a good thing. Like burning plastics and stuff like that. Gotta be bad.
Yeah, I've had this weird like dream a bunch of times where like I'm the person that solves that you can't burn shit because it creates a load of thing, and I'm just like, surely there's a way of turning those toxic smokes into something else and just neutralizing them on the spot. And I solve it in my dream, and then I wake up and forgotten it.
You wake up and it's like,
I probably could make some money off that if it wasn't for my shit memory. But yeah.
Burning rubbish is the reason why Singapore has terrible air twice a year. Well, twice a year seems okay.
When Indonesia do it, it blows over to Singapore, which is hilarious because we know how neat Singapore is.
You know Toy Story, I can't remember which one, but all the toys are falling in a trash into that burning pit. Is that two? Okay. No, it's three. It's three.
It's the one with the daycare. It's Toy Story 3.
Yeah. I was going to say, are falling in the trash in that burning pit, and they get saved by the little alien with the claw. That is that country. You just kind of think that this shit isn't happening, but it is fucking happening. I Do Voices. What's your real name if you want to? Or otherwise, I'll just keep you calling you I Do Voices. You can pick any name you want, and that is a legitimate one. But if your name is like Carl or something, we'll call you Carl.
I do voices in my head. I tell
Mason.
you about the trash. I do voices in my head.
Well, thank you very much, Mason, and I'm really glad you're here. I'm Alex, and this is Jez, just in case you didn't know that. Mason, what a great name.
It is a good name. I like the name Mason.
Have you seen the edit someone did of Toy Story 3 where it cuts off as they're about to go into the incinerator?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's like a Sopranos ending. It's like, well, we don't know what happened there.
Wow.
Guess everyone will accept that as the best ending ever, right?
Sounds shit.
It does sound shit.
I would never have that.
And that's the Sopranos for you.
I remember y'all. Hey, that's cool. Thank you very much. I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you're back. I love you probably sitting there quietly, listening to it, thinking this is kind of crazy.
I'll just put this on in the background, and I'm sure.
And then we were like, "How does trash work?"
My moment has come.
How does trash work? Whoa! Someone in your household.
Where's my keyboard?
It's asking.
I haven't used it for so long, but I need it now.
Get all this trash off the keyboard. Get my McDonald's. Get this Wendy's wrappers out the way. Burn them.
Wendy's.
Your mum was like, Mason, I need you. Not now, mum. Not now.
They're asking about trash.
Asking a question. The UK needs to know how trash works in America. Where? The United Kingdom. They don't understand
the
trash.
University of Kentucky? No!
They don't even call it trash over there. They call it rubbish. Rubbish. They take it to a rubbish tip.
A rubbish tip.
We take it to a rubbish tip. I watch my grandma. She's on a pile of rubbish outside. With a big foam Houston Texans finger.
Giant novelty corn hat that she can dip things into, pull a bit off. And
Mason, what the hell are you doing? Talking to these
Not
crazy...
now, Grandma!
Not now! This is serious. Granville. Oh, shit. Oh, dear.
Well, I don't know how we got there, but we were putting things in the sea.
Putting some fucking rubbish in the sea. Sounds like it. Oh, my cheeks are hurting. Is there anything else we want to put in the sea? Do you want to move
I'm not
along?
scrolling back up because that's long. But
I don't feel a need to kind of
do anything more, really.
Put anything in there. I think we should probably... Do you know, at this time, I mean, we could skip Tifu and go to Am I the Arsehole and just wrap it up with a little bit at the end. And,
yeah.
You know, because, I mean...
The only thing I will say to you
yes.
is that the Tifu that you have
yes.
is the follow-up to... is the update from the boss, the person fucking in front of his boss.
And then they fell so the cuck fart.
The cuck fart guy, yeah.
Oh, maybe we should read it.
I did think you would say that when I told you.
You better hit the button then.
Okay, right. In that case, let's move on to this segment with the sting that is broken. Of course it is, because today I fucked up.
It was at this moment that Nathan knew. He fucked up.
Today I cucked up. You better believe it, Tanzin.
That was quite long, so we can just do that one, and then I'll do my Tifu.
Yeah. That sounds reasonable. There's like 2 pages here.
2 pages?
Yeah.
Front and back?
Yes. Okay. Right. There's an original one. So we do this segment, Today I Fucked Up, about times when people have fucked up. We read this one out, and there's an update. And the fucking update is 2 pages. I'm surprised. The update's like longer than the story was the first time. I am kind of catching a little bit of what Mason's saying there. I don't know the song.
Grandma got
run over by a reindeer.
I don't know the tune. I know the song, but yeah.
I want to talk about trash with my friends to be. We are friends. We're friends right now. We're friends now. That's for certain. Trash, we're bonded over trash. That's certainly true. Today I fucked up sleeping with my former boss in front of her husband. Update. So to give you the original TLDR of this, this person agreed to sleep with his ex-boss while her husband watched us. So his ex-boss is a woman, just to keep all the things clear in our head. This is a guy whose ex-boss from his old work is a woman. She is married, and the husband wants him, the guy writing this, to have sex with his wife while he watches. Okay. But they did it. The guy said, yes, I'm going to do it. But the husband fell asleep mid-sex. You're meant to be sitting in a chair watching this shit.
Jerking off, probably. Which
affected my performance because he was snoring and farting throughout. An argument ensued between the husband and the wife while I was still trying to stick to the plan and have sex. Never came. Went home. Instant regret.
Wow, we went from trash to people trash. Yeah.
You better believe it. We're the good trash friends, we are. Update. So there I was, face to face with my former boss and her flatulent husband once again.
Why?
I love how this, jumping straight into story, big fan of that. I agreed to meet them at the same restaurant as the last time because the free food was the only good thing I remembered. The only good thing about their fucking...
Christ, mate. I mean, I think with my stomach, but it's like, get the fuck out.
Did they give him free food last time?
Yeah. When they met to discuss the... to discuss how it was going to work.
The facts and the logistics.
Yeah, because he wasn't convinced, but then he was offered a free meal.
Free
and that's
Arby's.
What convinced him. And then, yeah.
They got the meat. Better believe it.
She got the meat, and he fell asleep.
The purpose of the meeting, according to my former boss, Jesus, it's like he still works there. Can someone take the minutes of this cuckolding?
This cuck meeting, thank you.
Order, bring this cucking to order.
You stay awake. You penis in me.
Matters arising.
Go.
The purpose of the meeting, according to my former boss, was it would be great if you had names here. Would be to clear the air following what happened. Yeah, well, after all of that, I would expect they would want to.
Probably want to open a window for
right.
Fart in the husband.
Light a match. A phone call or a message or no communication at all would have been more acceptable for me because I just wanted to move on, but my ex-boss insisted on restoring peace in person. I eventually said yes.
And I also wanted some Chinese, so why not?
The husband was in the men's room because he was having a shit so that he didn't fart. Doesn't say that, but I bet that's the thinking. The husband was in the men's room when I showed up for the meeting, which made me laugh a little on the inside because it seemed like an unintentional nod to how active his ass was during our previous interaction. Mate, I'm with you. My ex-boss thanked me for agreeing to meet her and said her husband would join us soon. Meanwhile, she apologized for how unfortunate things turned out when we had sex before, telling me that she had been brainstorming ways to improve the experience for next time.
Mate, this is a fucking meeting.
It's a meeting.
She's got a whiteboard, a flip chart paper out. So right.
Let's think. What went wrong?
Put a big bubble around cucking.
Question mark.
Right.
Cucking.
Let's see. What went wrong last time? Farting husband.
Husband fell asleep. Let's just get these things out there. Where did we go wrong? Come on.
Big argument.
No bad ideas. I threw a shoe at him. Let's just get it out there. Keep it going. Anyone. Spitball now.
Slapped my cuck partner on the arse on his way out.
Slapped my cuck
wasn't good
bitch.
either. Yeah.
She'd been brainstorming ways. The husband emerged from the men's room at that moment and greeted me with an awkward fist bump. How did that go? Can I... Like that, where you just don't... Or do you... Or you try... Yeah, that's it. No, that's it. Yeah, I'll go for a fist bump and you shake it. That's... Oh, I love that. That's the best. That's the fucking best. Or like, I go for... you go for a fist bump. I'll go to shake your hand. Then we change our minds as you see what I'm trying to do. I want to do that all the time now. I just want to do it all the time. Oh, that's the best thing. Fuck it, stop. I don't know how well that looked. Please tell me that looked good. I love it so much. Fist bump. He greeted me with an awkward fist bump.
We're not doing it again.
Reaches towards crotch. I'm not doing it yet. It's Arby's.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Oh dear. Awkward fist bump and an unspoken hello again. It was unspoken, or he said hello again. Anyway, while his wife was trying to convince me to accept another invitation into their bedroom, she persuaded me to at least hear her out before I said yes or no.
To hear her out before you eat her out.
Indeed. Her plan was to pivot her approach in the bedroom and embrace the dominant position during sex because she believed her husband would be less likely to fall asleep again if he was watching her put on the show and take control.
I mean, that is kind of the point of
That's an
cucking,
interesting...
Right? You don't bring another dude into the bedroom to watch the dude. I guess. I don't really know.
So she fucked a brainstorm thinking about another man. Well, she's all about getting this cuck over the line. The problem with this story is that I picture his boss as my old boss.
Well, we're all picturing it as our old boss now.
Even a old female boss. Right. Let's get it going. Her plan was to pivot her approach in the bedroom and embrace the dominant position so that she's putting on a show and taking control. My ex-boss paused at that point and looked at her husband like that was his cue to swallow his sushi and add to what she was saying. The husband pointed his chopsticks at me and said he expected more energy from a young guy. But based on what he observed while he was still awake, I was fucking his wife the same way he fucked his wife whenever he's more in the mood to masturbate. I said, so basically the guy's saying, you got no energy, buddy. You fucked like I drive.
I fell asleep because you were boring, pal.
Yeah. Listen. I just love the fact this is a conversation. Please, I want this not to be true, and it's just like a series of bits. Because it really is a part two. There's loads of bits in this. She's like, I can't believe you fell asleep and farting. It's like, well, for a start, you need to get on top, and you need to put some fucking work in. I said, having sex with another man's wife while a man was in the room was like trying to poop comfortably while a random person was watching. Ugh. The husband asked if I made moaning noises when I pooped. I said my moans mid-poop was dependent on how hard I had to push to unclog my colon. This didn't happen. This isn't real.
It did happen.
This isn't real. Who talks like this? The husband said I might need to start pretending that I'm pushing as hard as possible when I sleep with someone because I never made a sound when I was intimate with his wife.
So next time that he's giving it to her, to this dude's wife, he's also going to shit himself because he's going to be pushing at the same time.
Alex for poop. Is this story going somewhere? We'll find out. I'm falling asleep again during the cucking.
Into landfill shortly, yeah.
He basically saying he's not loud enough. He's not giving enough porn noises.
Yeah, I brought you in to be an energetic young man, not to be as boring
Giving
as
it some fucking dirty talk, all this shit, fucking all that stuff. And instead he was like a silent guy. Which apparently contributed to his struggle to stay awake. I said, pretending to poop during sex was sound advice coming from a guy who wasn't able to stop farting while I was fucking in front of him. My ex-boss pushed her plate away and said she'd lost her appetite listening to us. I said, I didn't think I was sexually compatible with my ex-boss and her husband and suggested they get another guy for the job. My ex-boss pointed out that the two of us were very sexually compatible when we had our one-night stand prior to her meeting her husband. Fucking hell, bring that shit up. I said I wouldn't call that sexually compatible since she was my boss back then and both of us were drunk. The husband said now he had lost his appetite too. Fucking no one's eating at Arby's. I said I had someone in mind that might be perfect for what they want. The husband sarcastically asked if it's another young employee his wife hooked up with. Fucking hell. Look, pick a lane, man. Are you pissed off or not? Because either you're into it...
Are you upset that your wife is fucking other people, or do you want to watch this? You kind of need to pick one.
Have your cake and eat it.
I can't believe she's fucking other men. Look, she's doing it right now. I asked her to, but that's not the point.
But now you mention it. Pickle Lane toy car, indeed. My ex-boss said, if it's not me, then it's no one. Sounds like you want a bit more than this. The husband encouraged his wife to at least allow me to provide more information about my... Whoa, hang on a minute. Let's check out their credentials of Guy 2.
Right yet.
Before
right
instantly calling
the shit direction? I don't know.
No.
Oh. Don't swipe left yet. I'll edit that in. It's fine.
The information I provided prompted my ex-boss and her husband to agree to meet my friend. I contacted my friend the following day and explained the situation. He became interested as soon as I showed him photos of my ex-boss. I shared his contact details with my ex-boss with his permission and thought that would be the end of my involvement in this circus. Little did I know that my friend would call me a few days later to ask me why the fuck I never warned him that the husband had a pit bull. I said, I didn't know. My friend said he had to fuck my ex-boss in front of the husband and his hellhound.
Shit.
I asked my friend if the pit bull did anything to hurt him. He said the dog barked from time to... This can't be real. There's now a dog? There was no dog before. So I can see you're writing things there, Mason. Unfortunately, I'm unable to read at the same time. There you go. No,
was the pit bull farting? Let's
find
out.
So now there's a dog. He said the dog barked from time to time, and then the husband would either shush the dog or translate and tell my friend what the dog wanted him to do or not do during... Shut up. Shut up. Stop. The dog isn't...
Fido says harder. Fido wants you to put it in her ass.
This isn't real. This isn't real. This is a kind of a situation that's a lot sexier in theory than in practice. Tell me about
I think that's generally the case with all of that kind of shit, isn't it?
He said the dog barked from time to time and the husband would translate, saying what the dog wanted him to do. I was at a loss for words. My friend said the husband slapped his butt when he finished and called him a good boy. It sounded so ridiculous, I was struggling not to laugh. However, I could have been you, man. I did feel bad for my friend because I could relate. My friend said he would have punched the husband if the pit bull was not in the picture. I apologized for introducing her to my ex-boss and her husband. My friend thanked me for the trauma and said, bye, bro. I decided to do what I should have done after my last post and blocked my ex-boss. She's crazy, but I think she somehow married someone even crazier. I'm still working on a way to make my friend like me again. TLDR, fuck me, it's huge.
I mean, it was 2 pages.
Agreed to meet my ex-boss and her husband to unpack what happened in part 1.
His unpacking of his ass.
The meeting basically became an invitation for more sex while being a critique of my lackluster and silent fucking. I said no thank you to the sequel and recommended my more experienced friend as a potential replacement. The friend became the new guy who unexpectedly got his butt slapped by the husband, but not before the husband turned into a degenerate Dr. Doolittle who used his pit bull to dedicate what my friend was allowed to do to Mrs. Doolittle during sex. Needless to say, needless to say, everything in the story needs therapy. Everyone in the story needs therapy. Yeah, needles, because if you don't have an S at the end of needless, it becomes needles. Needles. Fuck this bit, I'm out.
No, don't fuck the pit. That's a
Fuck
completely
this
different
bit, that's rule 1.
story. Yeah.
No thanks. Well, look. Now Alex knows why I made sure I sent this update to Jez. It's not true. It isn't true. It can't be true. Which bit is this again? Today I fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was the update that Harmstone sent me that I had to read. So you had to all hear it as well. You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, as you probably understood,
this is fake, bro.
This is fake, bro.
Welcome to Today I Fucked Up. They're 90% fake.
The first week, it was
but
like,
they are funny.
I'd been asked into a threesome with my ex-boss who I'd had sex with before. So far, so good. And then during it, the husband starts farting and falling asleep. That's all kind of believable and stupid. I believe all that. Now, in order to get part 2 over the line, they're like, well, we had a meeting at a place.
We need to introduce a friend. Okay, right, we're still plausible.
Throw it to the landfill.
And there's also a pit bull. Right.
The pit. Dr. Doolittle. What's the point of bringing that bit? Oh, my God. Today I faked up. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Well.
He had an alliterative TLDR with Doolittles and various other Ds, and he's like, right, now I've got to get this over the line with the rest of the story.
No.
Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Now, it's a 20-10 here in the UK, which means that we are moving swiftly to conclusion.
Yes.
And that means it's time for Am I the Arsehole?
Am I the asshole? No, it's the children who are wrong.
I think you should go first.
Okay.
I don't know, you've just read a fucking essay, but I think this one is a good ending.
Okay, cool.
Oh, no,
cool.
that's a Tifu. Hang on, let me check again. That is a good Tifu. I've actually got 3 Am I the Arseholes.
3 foo.
I'm saving one for when Duncan's here, though, because it'll trigger him and it'll be funny.
Oh, cool.
I'll go first.
Oh, you'll go first.
Okay. Yes. Just move this out of the way.
Yes, wearing your Am I the Arsehole
Wearing a
T-shirt.
T-shirt for the occasion. No, not 3, because I need to trigger Duncan and he's not here. Duncan, if you're here, let us know, and then there'll be 3 Am I the Arseholes. Yeah. Should we do this story quickly before we go?
By the way, actually, I have a similar story. My old co-worker, before I left, his wife doesn't know what goes on with him, but he screws her mum. What? Her sister, basically all of her family, except for her aunt, because she won't do it. Her mum even agreed to a threesome with her, and he tried to talk his wife into it, but she said no, and he's still trying. He has a picture of her mum posted in the truck, and made her start an OnlyFans. What the fuck? This sounds crazy. This sounds insane.
America.
Fuck yeah. Dom, I've been lurking, I still am, with the aim that I would be able to turn you off mute when my LARP planning call finished. It's still going. I might blow my eyes out. Is this a faction-based...
He can't hear us. We're on mute.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
well,
shit.
All we can say is at least, this by posting that message, he now knows that he won't have to claw his ears out after that story.
That's true. That's very true. Welcome in Hannah as well.
Now then, am I the arsehole?
Yes. Or is this the time when Oh, you use that? Yes? Yes.
It wasn't, but at least we got it out of the way now.
I was going to say it again.
I knew you would.
I feel like the cadence prompts it, and that's why I was uncertain.
Okay, right. Ready?
Yes.
Am I the arsehole?
Yes!
For being upset about my boyfriend's close relationship with his female best friend. Am I the arsehole for being upset about my boyfriend's close relationship with his female best friend?
We're going to find out.
I, 25F, have been dating my boyfriend, Mike, 27M, for a year now.
Okay.
We have a great relationship and I love him.
Good.
However, there's one issue that's been bothering me.
His best friend's a girl.
His close relationship with his female best friend, Emma.
Cheryl.
Gertrude, 26F.
Uh-huh.
Mike and Emma have been friends since childhood,
Of
and they're
course.
extremely close.
They always have.
They talk almost every day, hang out often, and share many inside jokes. I've tried to be understanding and accepting of their friendship, but recently I've become increasingly uncomfortable with how intimate their connection seems to be.
I want to hear more about this intimate connection.
For example, they often have movie nights together, just the two of them, and Mike will cook her favourite meals. Emma also frequently calls or texts him late at night to talk about her problems.
Has he backdoored a polyamorous, whatever it is, relationship here? It's like, carry on, but...
And Mike always seems to prioritise her needs over mine.
Ooh.
One time, she even asked him to accompany her to a wedding as her +1 because she didn't want to go alone, and Mike agreed without even discussing it with me. I've tried to express my concerns to Mike.
They got a hotel room and had sex that night. He said it's just good friends.
Friends gonna fuck, man. What are you gonna do about it? One time...
Yes.
No, I did that bit. I tried to express my concerns to Mike, but he insists that they're just friends, and I have nothing to worry about.
Sounds like the way porn starts, but...
He tells me that Emma is like a sister to him, which is also how a lot of porn starts.
Step-sisters? Let's clarify that from the beginning
No
of the
step
story.
brother. What are you doing? He tells me that Emma is like a sister to him, and that I should trust him.
But that also that they aren't actually brother and sister, so that's very clear. So shenanigans.
So when they do fuck, it's not illegal.
He's like a sister to me, which means I can get the sensation of the role play that turns me on without actually breaking any laws.
This took a turn. A turn that
I
isn't
didn't write
even
this.
written on the paper. Yeah. Still, I can't help but feel hurt and insecure about their relationship. A few days ago, I reached my breaking point.
When
Emma called Mike while we were on a date, and he spent over an hour on the phone with her, comforting her about a problem she was having. That was the noise, yeah. I got upset and told him that I felt disrespected and that he should establish some boundaries with Emma. He accused me of being jealous and controlling, and we've been arguing about it ever since. Am I the arsehole for feeling threatened by my boyfriend's close relationship with his female best friend and wanting him to set boundaries? Or am I overreacting and should just accept their relationship as it is?
No, I don't think you are overreacting, actually. I think that's going to get too serious. But I think he's putting pressure on thank you, Tamsin. I think he is putting pressure on this relationship unnecessarily. You go out for a date night, and then he doesn't have the boundary in place to go, like, I'm not going to... He answers the phone to this friend of his while they're on a night out. It's like, no. You are... That's the worst thing. You put pressure on the relationship and then complain when the other person gets annoyed. That's bullshit, man.
I know we debunked, a similar phrase last week, but I think he's trying to have his friend and fuck it.
Yes. And the better way of saying is to fuck his friend and have it. Basically. But yeah, exactly. He likes this situation. Probably prior to the girlfriend coming along, he might have been quite happy with it. And maybe at one point, at some stage, maybe something might have happened, but for whatever reason, they decided not to do that because they were two close friends.
Maybe she's an uggo.
But for whatever reason, he likes this kind of kind of girlfriendy kind of relationship and is happy for it to be like that and doesn't see any problem with it when there definitely is. Why do all your stories have something that I can relate to? It's relatable shit.
Yeah.
Everyone's been going out with someone. Being honest
find our
here,
relatable shit.
You said I used to be in the same position. My relationship gets 1,000,000 times better now, and we're married and happy. And I don't blame her. I didn't see anything wrong till I finally realized what's going on and regret it. Okay. Aha, the famous call my girlfriend controlling so she'll dump me so I can date my friend that I told everyone is just my friend. It's a classic. We've heard it many times before. Yeah. It's kind of surprising because you'd think that if he really did want to go out with the person that's been their friend, it's like we've been friends for ages.
He would just do it.
And in the truest sense of like John Hughes movies like Pretty in Pink and all that sort of stuff, they would just kind of like, do you know what? It should be me and you, and then they get together. But like in real life, they just kind of kept being friends.
Do you know, there's one really simple way to test whether or not they are truly friends or whether they want something more.
Mm.
And that's to invite her for a threesome. And if she wants to do it, then clearly she's thought about having sex with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
And that way, you get to make the guy think he's having a threesome and then dump him, which is just fucking fun, isn't it?
I think they would find that they would get back to threesomes again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Threesome is always the answer. I'm not
Yes.
saying it's always the answer, but I'm saying it's always the answer.
So what are we going to say here?
The threesomes are the answer. I thought I made that clear.
Oh, right, threesomes are the answer.
Where's the stamp for that?
You need a threesome stamp.
Threesome.
But in lieu of the threesome stamp,
I'm going to make a threesome stamp. Now.
what are we going to say?
Well, the question at hand, am I the arsehole for being upset about my boyfriend's close relationship with his female best friend?
No, you're not the arsehole.
No.
He's being a dick.
He's sniffing around her arsehole far too much.
Yeah. And I would be surprised if something hadn't happened.
With her arsehole.
Boom! Well, with 9 minutes left to go, let's see how we can stretch this arsehole
Until
out.
10:30. Stretch this arsehole out. Nice. Let's see what you did there.
Wibter, which is, would I be the arsehole?
Oh.
A preemptive arseholing.
I don't get to say yes to you now, though. That's the problem.
Wibter, if I were the reason my neighbour had to get rid of her dog, would I be the arsehole if I were the reason my neighbour had to get rid of her dog?
No, you'd be the savior.
The hero that your town needs. Let's find out as we delve into what it says here. Yes.
Oh my god.
Doggo is a bugaboo.
Shut up, Hamster. We only have to say the word dog, honestly, and it just creates a furore of bullshit.
I, 22F, am the owner of Big Old Fluffer. He balks his way around the house.
Fucking please, stop. I'm going to stab someone, honestly. Jesus H. Christ.
Oh,
I'm
God.
a dog.
I run out of other words like that, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have done more. I 22F. This, you say this is the most UJEZ one ever already. Well, I mean, Aletha probably isn't enjoying it either. I 22F live in the attic of an older house, and there's a couple, late 20s F&M, that lives downstairs. We both rent through the same company. The stairs to my apartment are outside and around the back of the house, just so we've all got the idea. The couple downstairs had a bigger dog that they let out around the back. It's always on a leash, but the leash can reach... the leash can reach me stoosh. It's always on a leash, but the leash can reach my steps.
Right.
I've never had an issue with the dog, aside from an incident I will tell you about, where she bit and ripped my dress on the way up the steps from work.
That sounds like an issue to me.
Never had an issue except for that one.
I know you say you did not have an issue, but you have just given us an example of an issue. So,
good to see you, Mike. I've been doing a lot of magic. I was thinking about you. Not playing magic, just organising magic. I've got some magic cards you might want to buy. Answer, you probably don't. Let me carry
that's
on.
not very good salesmanship.
No, I'm just not good
Mike,
at it.
he has got so many fucking magic cards. They are coming out of every orifice of this house.
Yes.
And as you know, his house is big. So he has
Yeah.
many magic cards.
Think of the cards.
And they are all quality, most especially the one that has been graffitied with a penis.
Oh, yeah!
We will start the bidding at £1 million.
You're much
And
better
that
at this.
is a bargain, let me tell you. How many magic cards with penises on can I put you down for?
You just lick the end
All of
the
them?
pen.
All of them? Excellent.
Sorry, that's okay. No, it's good. Thank you for trying to sell in my magic cards.
As you were.
Right. I just figured we can all come back to this later. I just figured she's pretty excitable, the dog that is. But last Thursday after work, she charged at me. And when I went to run upstairs, she bit my ankle to the point where it would have needed stitches if it weren't a dog bite.
What?
I mean, for a start, regardless of if it needed stitches or not, she did bite your ankle.
Yeah, that's not cool, bro.
No.
Dogs
To
don't
the
get
point
to
where
bite you.
It would have needed stitches if it weren't a dog bite. The doctor said...
Instead, you need a shot for rabies and stitches.
Alex is a magic god, by the way. Thank you, Mike. I'll never grow tired of hearing you tell me that. I love it. Thank you very much.
Not anymore. He sold all his cards.
I have sold my cards, but maybe I'll buy new ones.
He won't. I will.
Anyway.
Yeah. So she was walking to her house. The dog bit her, but it's not a bad bite because it's a dog bite.
The doctor said
Harmstone write this?
The doctor said she wasn't comfortable doing them because the potential for infection, such as bleeding. Even though I didn't want to, I was informed that it was required to file a police report since the bite was unprovoked.
Well, and because it broke the skin and you drew blood, so the dog will have bloodlust now. So yeah, that shit needs to be put the fuck down.
The owner of the dog said she had never bit anyone before.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that she wouldn't have bitten anyone before.
The dog,
not her.
Like, my husband, he's a great guy. Killed someone yesterday, but he's never killed someone before. He's never done that before. You know, he's got no history of murdering. Well, apart from last night, obviously, he did a big murder last night. But until that point, there has been no murder.
I was honest with the officer. Sent the photos he asked for, some sexy ones as well. And he said he would give me a call back. That was on Thursday, and I haven't heard back from the officer since. The owner was very apologetic, and said she would shorten the leash, and got me a little gift basket.
Too little, too late, motherfucker.
Well, I am disappointed about my ruined pants. On cloud shoes, the bills. On cloud shoes. What the fuck does that mean?
I'm
going to read this whole sentence and see whether you can work this shit out.
Okay.
While I'm disappointed about my ruined pants, on cloud shoes, the bills, the fact that this took up my entire night, etc., I have no intention of pursuing any civil action to keep the peace between the two of us.
She's got rabies. There's no other explanation for it.
She's just frothing and he's gone mad.
She's got no idea what she's talking about.
No concept.
She's so fucking delirious from the dog bite.
When the dog bites, when the bee stings. I feel like I may be
the arsehole.
Because my co-worker said that this may lead to the dog being put down or taken away. But but I'm also worried that the cops will inform the property management company and the folks downstairs will either have to get rid of the dog or move out. If I had known this would be a big issue, I would have just said I provoked the dog or something.
It still would need to be put down. It's not about the actual thing that it bit you, it's that it bit you. And that it's now fucked. The dog is broken now. Because it's tasted blood.
Tasted blood. It's going to turn into a were-dog. Am I the arsehole for reporting a dog bite to the police?
No. You are the arsehole for considering the idea that you wouldn't report a dog bite to the police, you fucking moron. Jesus Christ.
You are, according to Tamsin, not the arsehole.
I mean...
Anyway, you're saying not the
I have no idea what I'm thinking because you're an idiot.
Wibter, I just can't stop saying it, it's such a fun thing to say. Wibter, if I were the reason my neighbour had to get rid of a dog.
That's not what we're talking about, though.
Would I be the arsehole? The arsehole? The arsehole? Would I be the arsehole if I were the reason or the dog?
You're not the reason. The reason is that it bit you.
But she feels...
She's like a...
She feels that she's the one... Because she's had to put this report
She's got stock dog syndrome and she thinks it's her fault. It's not your fault. The dog fucking bit you unprovoked and now it's got to be shot the fuck in the face.
The dog biting is the
Dem's
reason.
the rules.
Yes. And I know how I feel about this. I'm a very good feral boy. Would I be the arsehole? You aren't the arsehole. The dog is the arsehole.
The dog is the arsehole and it needs to be put down immediately. That's the answer.
You've heard it here first, everybody. Let's click the button.
Yeah, so what are we saying? Dog is the arsehole. There you go.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of that. I would also feel very bad, but the dog can't be biting people. The dog can't bite people.
The dog's got one job, and it's to not bite people.
Yeah, my friend at work told me a story about a dog that was in their family that she was looking after. That the dog definitely needed to be put down. It was just biting fucking everything that it could, and was clear, much more angry and vicious than this dog's example.
People stab someone, go prison.
Yeah.
Dog bite someone, go dead. It's quite simple.
It's very well put.
Well, there you are.
On-cloud trainers are a thing, I Googled. Well Googled.
On-cloud trainers. I see. So it's her brand of trainers. She just wanted to flex. I've got on-cloud trainers, by the way. Got some blood on them, but it's okay.
Yeah. Basically, pants got ruined. On-cloud trainers. Just say trainers. You have to say on-cloud. Just say my sneakers.
Trainers, footwear, whatever.
Yeah.
Stupid woman. Honestly.
So okay. Well, No. No.
Also, here's an idea.
Yes.
Once you've reported these people for their feral fucking dog, they might have to move out of their apartment, and you can move into it because it sounds like it's bigger than yours, and you wouldn't have to move very far. It's just down the stairs.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Well, that wraps that up. Basically at 10 o'clock. But also, yes. Thank you for being so kind about my magic skills, Mike. I don't believe I'll be playing Commander. I'm gonna shock you, and say that I don't like Commander all that much.
He said such to me. Yeah, he said Commander is fucking shit. I think that was the words that you said.
I did say that. People really like it. People really love it. They love it.
But not Alex.
But not this guy.
He said, and I quote, "fucking shit." End quote.
I did stand just over there and went, another thing. Let me tell you what. It depends on who you're in a pod
because
with.
Obviously Alex tells me all about his magic exploits.
He doesn't want to hear it.
Knowing that I don't give a fuck, which is the best kind of person to talk to about it, obviously. So yeah, when he says things like that, I remember it.
You remember it.
For comedy effect.
It may well depend. A good time with guys is a good time regardless, Jez, I'll convert you.
You absolutely will not, Mike. I like you a lot, but it's never going to happen.
Alex. I'll play. I've got some little starter decks in the other room. Play Magic.
It's never going to happen.
I'll just say now that, like I said earlier, on the 22nd of this month, which is a Friday the 22nd at 7:30, on my channel, my old unused real channel.
Just dust it off.
Dust off the channel.
Get rid of the cobwebs.
Always be chatting. We'll be doing a music channel, a guitar stream, with some very special guests here on this sofa, Friday, the 22nd, March, 7:30. If you want to suggest a song which I will ignore, or some songs which I might not ignore,
I've already seen some suggestions for you to ignore in the Discord when I was looking for C things earlier.
Put them in the FAO Alex section. Is that where people have been putting them?
Yeah.
The FAO Alex section.
I don't know if that's where they put them. That's where I told you.
Stick them somewhere. I'm playing Commander.
Yes, Friday night.
It's Friday night. It's Commander night. Well, I'm sorry to hear. Well, maybe see it on VOD, but for those people who aren't playing an inferior format of Magic, you can come along and watch that thing. There'll be people on this sofa. We'll probably have a lovely donut and
now I'm in
and sing some tunes. Basically, so I just like bring that up just so you can give some suggestions. That way I can sit around and practice.
That, by the way, in case you have forgotten because it's been a while, is twitch.tv/alwaysbechatting.
That is true.
That's him. Yeah. It's we throw these names up. And that doesn't help anybody find your Twitch. That's for your Instagram, at Alexander Borton.
Yeah.
But it is probably a good time to say, as far as I'm concerned, that I've changed my name in everything.
Oh, really?
Yes, with a view to maybe doing a little bit more streaming. I did a little crossword stream the other day. And
did you?
That was quite nice. Yeah,
that sounds fun.
So rather than it being, a thing, I think I'm just going to right. I've got half an hour. I'm just going to do a crossword, or I've got half an hour. I'm just going to play a game, and just do the odd pop-up stream, casual shit.
That sounds fun.
So
occasionally, I do think I really wish I was doing a little stream sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just not doing anything, and I'm like, I could just be like chatting to people and doing stuff. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to do. No plan, just. I'm going to stream now, so keep an eye out on the Discord for when I'll say that. And make sure that you are following me. You probably already are. I've gone back to my old Jez Show account but it's now twitch.tv/JEZX everything.
Jez kisses everything. I like it. Jez will be playing as well. I'm going to chloroform him and take him to the Consulting Gamer. The Consulting Gamer sounds like a very refined name. The Consulting Gamer. I wonder who's consulting at that place. They need to get me as a consultant. I'll tell you what's good. I'll tell you what games are good and what aren't.
Don't play Commander.
And
end of consultation.
Wingspan shit. Just name me a board game. I'll tell you if it's good or bad. They should be consulting me.
But I think Mike would like to be my consultant as to what days that I stream. It's not Monday. It's not Friday. Wednesday, he suggests. Right.
Wednesday.
We'll see. Yeah.
Well, I think it's time to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We'll be back next Monday. I can't think of any reason why we wouldn't, with more of the same bullshit. So thanks for coming along. There must be a message you can communicate to these people before you hit that button.
Yeah, I mean, Bob Barker used to say that you should get your cat spayed or neutered. I would like to say, put down your dogs.